Hello, I'm Brenda Jean Power, and this is Medicine Woman Solution Show. So the soul always has a solution. You have to be aligned to it. Now, a lot of you have been learning about, in tribal, we've been learning a lot about basics. We changed tribal just enough so that we could help people get more into what it is that Medicine Woman Solution really believes in. What is this movement? What is this? It's about that level of consciousness to awaken you. And there are some basic little things that when you start to see them, the veil begins to lift as awareness begins to happen from a perspective from the soul. So you know what self-consciousness is that, what do we want to put it as? The ego mindset is that when you're young, you only looking through your face. And as you look through your face, you're like, oh my God, they're seeing me, you know. But before that, you're going, ha 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 ha, hide and seek. Nobody can see me. Until you become aware that, oh shoot, they can see me. Now, if you're with fear, it will feel very fearful, very self-conscious, because you can feel people's judgments, you can feel, and if you're an empath, which you all are, but when the veil lifts, you can feel it, that the ability of who you were, which is your intuition, and we kind of separated spirit from form, okay? So we lived outside ourselves. Now that we're putting spirit back where it belongs, and we're creating unity with form and spirit, you get to lift that veil so that the awareness to see is different. You with me so far? So when you begin to start to lift that veil, you're going to see things differently than other people. But our ego will keep putting us back to sleep. You know, what's the emotion? What's this? What's that? And we just know it as life. But again, when the veil starts to lift, there are going to be moments that you're going to go, oh my gosh, you know, your body is giving you feedback. When your body gives you feedback, you're listening to it. Those are the programs that you fired and wired. You're like, oh my God. And then you couldn't cope, handle, and deal. And you couldn't stop thinking about it. Those 41 thoughts per minute are all about the same subject. And few days later, you got a mood with it. And a few weeks, few months, you start having temperament with it. And, you know, kind of creates your personality because it creates behaviors and values and attitudes and beliefs. But you feel like it's written in stone where you can't get out of hell. To me, yes, you can. When your life is pretty much turbulent and have some good points, that's the hellish state of mind. So as you begin to awaken, you are going to learn how to feel with your urge. With this urge is your spirit. And you'll begin to notice that I want something more. It comes with questioning. Who am I? And this urge will get to the point where you really don't care what the outside thinks, okay? Now, if you're zeroing in on something you have to heal, you're going to go, oh my God, and you won't even know that you're fulfilling out or reading your fired and wired thoughts that feels like Braille now. It's there, and you will do at that age to which you put it in. So if you recorded something at 2, chances are you're going to act like a 2-year-old, you know, in a 50-year-old body. You're like, you won't even know it. These are the things that need to mature because it's the spirit that's asking you, which is you, which is the essence of you. And it's saying, hey, we need to really mature this. We really need to take and evolve ourselves. And we're learning how to do that. And before I go any further, I want to talk and say hello to the room. And it's good to see you. Hi, James. How are you doing? Yeah, you guys are knowing your veil is lifted. Lorene or Elle. Angela, how you doing? Ooh, We have another Angelus, was it Sauer, Sawyer? Hello, I think you might be new. You get a 2-minute read. If you're new, you get 2 minutes versus everybody else that's been following me, but they don't just get nothing. They get everything Spirit can give them because they have really learned the basics of, oh, when she does this or when she talks like that. So we're doing our best to really help all of you grow. Okay. Ashley, how you doing? Crystal K. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Sour. Oh, got it. Okay, Angela Sour. Wonderful. And it's my first show. Wonderful. Well, you get a 2-minute read. Just hang in there, okay? And we'll have our time stamper to remind me so that we can do this. Okay, so people, what happens is different kinds of donations. One, there's a love donation. You want nothing in return. You want to support. Number two, if there is this 8 minutes, you send money. This is for $16. You send money, then you can get a 8-minute read. We usually like to do them so that people can hear you. You don't always have to use video, but if you want to use video, that's your choice. Just understand you're giving permission so that it becomes the ownership of Medicine Woman Soultion. Okay. Hi, Margaret. Or, whoa, we didn't even want to say your first name. Who on the other side called you Margaret, Jennifer? Hi, Brenda. How you doing? Okay. So there's a lot of good things that we can learn here. A lot of good things. Oh, I love it. She gave me $16, but she gave me a tip. Thank you so much, Elle. I appreciate it. Oh, and you brought. Wonderful. What we had in the back in the old day, what we did was that when we brought somebody and we know it, guess what? Angela, you get 3 minutes. Please, timestamper, let me remember that if I forget. Now, this show is about teaching you about evolution, spirituality, empowerment, and healing, because all the tools are really in here. And it's great to have all these excess tools, and you can be prepared to have them. But what I've learned in this type of whatever journey I'm on, and there's a good story, and I can't remember the name of the book, but Spirit has always brought this up to me. So you can be as well prepared you want. As soon as you go on to a hike or a walkabout or any of these things, and it gets to the point where you lose your backpack or you start to lose the stuff, and you have to rely on you. You and who? You and Spirit. Well, who are you? Your higher self. So once you learn how to connect with your authentic self and you learn how to go there, you are going to move yourself in a position. You're going to move yourself in a position that has a lot to do with learning how to talk to Spirit. So we have the white belt awareness. That's the foundation, and you move up the belts. But learning how to talk to Spirit is very important. And we show all these different things. So I've been writing some blogs, and the tribal members have, asked me some interesting questions. They're obvious day-to-day questions, but if you listen to Spirit, you'll see the deeper meaning. And it's very important to feed the brain, not the mind, because you are consciousness. But the brain holds this new information, the old information, all the stuff that you were taught, all the stuff that people else is defined about the divine. So everybody else's opinion can filter and affect you. And if you take it as truth and you don't learn how to find your own truth, you're going to have an issue, and that's called conflict or karma imbalancing. Now, karma is this action that you choose to take, and we want to take you on a journey. So one of my tribal members says, oh my God, I was feeling very uncomfortable. Oh my gosh, and then the epiphany. Now, epiphanies are amazing to have because they help awake. Hey, this isn't just my ego. That's something I have to heal, but this is because it's new. I don't have to feel uncomfortable and go into the old patterns of fear. I can go uncomfortable in the unknown, but yet know I've got this. And that is the one thing I like to help people understand, is that when you're transferring yourself from one particular belief system or awareness, you're going through the transformation aspect to get to this one. Okay. And what is this one? This was the one you forgot. We're now just remembering what love is, what is the unknown. It doesn't have to be fearful. It can be done and found in love, which means when you go into the quantum field and you start to rely on your higher consciousness and spirit, you're going to move in such a way that you're going to start feeling and downloading what you're hardwired for, which is joy, which will lead you to grab and to take what is better than what you had. You may not consciously be aware of like, oh my God, I have to figure it all out. This is the best I can have. No, chances are there's something way better. You just can't imagine it because you haven't had it. And you have to believe it to receive it. But how can you do that? Well, sometimes you have to dismantle those emotions. And sometimes you just have to redefine words, redirect yourself. And more, the epiphanies and everything will lift the veil. Why does it seem so much easier for some? Well, maybe they haven't fired and wired their hells. Chronological age. They didn't have the same experiences. Maybe they got a different coping tool. But either way, if the pattern isn't really stuck in your body as deep, which we can measure, and you're going to get over it quicker. So nobody compared to anybody else. But if you do look, say, hold on, I'm going to get the catalog of life out. Let's see, this person has been doing this for 40 years and they've gotten nowhere. Nope. This person over here has done it in 2 seconds. Oh, I want to learn that. Yes, I'm going to write that down. I'm going to write this down in my catalog of life and my little manual of living, and I'm going to figure out, thank you, Spirit, for showing me how to do it. It's in difference of what ifs, difference with perspective. And when you start to see how Spirit is saying, don't look at this part over here. It's not the bait switch. Spirit is trying to say, this is what you've been focused on. You keep getting this, but I'm going to show you bleeps. Oh, look, here's some joy. Bleep. It's like a little deer that's jumping. Bleep, bleep. Oh, I can't have that. Heal that out. Ow. And you sour graping. You are in charge. I'm going to give you the pen back. We're going to help you heal. Why and how? Because you're going to put your hand on your head. You're going to talk to the innate body. You're going to rub points because you're made of energy. You're going to be able to find the value in how you can tune in to yourself and heal yourself if you don't have anything outside yourself to help you. You're going to learn how to build that trust and that best friend relationship with your higher consciousness and with your body, the AKA subconscious mind. There's a lot you can do. Now, what's funny is I'm just going to tune in. I've noticed that my adrenals, both of them, or maybe the kidneys, I don't know, but in that area, there is a lot of buildup of pain. Now, what's interesting is I feel in this case, it's gas in somebody. It's not like aches and pains. What I've noticed about my nervous system after I had surgery was that I can tell in any part of my organ where there was gas. And it'd be like this slight pain. It'd be like, what is it? I'm going to die. And you go. And then all of a sudden you're like, you feel it move, you burp, you fart, you do something. You're like, oh, that's all it was. Sometimes it is. Now, I can't remember the fancy word for it, but those little gurgles and warbles that's happening inside of you sometimes isn't just about fermentation. Sometimes it has to do with emotions and thoughts. And the energy of emotion is in motion, okay? And as these emotions start to affect the somatic nerves, the visceral nerves, your body is changing and growing, and your DNA's expression is beginning to happen based on the environment. Okay, your DNA will express itself. And it's like the analogy of where you put the stone in your shoe. and you're trying to walk on it, and you're like, oh, and after a while it gets very painful, and then you don't do anything about it, and then you finally take it out, and you're still walking in a very compensating way. The muscles are so used to helping you hold that old position. And it's not the muscles where they say muscle memory, it's actually nerves. And with nerves, you can begin to heal. But with muscle, you're going to have to learn how to physically go out and maybe change the way you do things, change the brain to help it so that you can be, not just using one side versus the other. They're really informative today, I'll tell you. But who's having a great day? Who's having a crappy day? Did it start off good? Did it start off bad? Do you know that when you close your eyes, this world disappears because it's has to do with codes? And when you awaken, ta-da, here it is. Have you ever had that slight moment when you woke up and you're like, oh, who am I? Where am I? Who's that in bed with me? Oh my God, I can't remember. Some of those moments scare you. And then you're like, oh yeah, and then you're downloading. Oh, that's right. This is where I am. This is who I am. Oh yeah, that's the man I married. It always freaked me out as being a kid, and I'd wake up and I'm like, I'm not in my bed. Oh, that's right, I'm at grandma's, or I'm at a hotel, or I'm, oh, what? It would freak me out. But as you download in the morning, just to recalibrate and say, hey, this is me, I'm in the right body. You also download and you remember the fractal issues. You remember the things that you have to worry about. But the thing is do you really need to do it the old way? There are so many different ways of doing things and handling things. When you learn how to tap inside here, and you know how to truth test, and you learn how to shift your awareness, and which awareness am I looking through, you're going to end up realizing that you don't even have to believe your own shit or your own behavior. I have to behave. No, I mean, simply, you drop a fork. What the? Do I really need to respond that way? And if I were to ask my body, well, no, but you got it programmed. Is it true I really feel like that shitty? No, but you're associating it with it because this is what you do. You drop a fork, you're supposed to get mad. Where'd you learn that? Conditioning, watching TV. Oh, it only makes sense that that's comfortable for me. So that's part of my nature, right? No, part of your program, which you get to change. Hey, you're new here too. Wonderful. You know what we're going to do? Normally, Spirit loves to chat, but I'm going to go and I'm going to say we have one person here that is new but was brought. You get 3 minutes. If you're still here, I will jump right in. And then Dominique, where's my glasses? You get a 2-minute if you would like it. Oh, and hold on. Oh, and have Thor and I have live. Okay, I'm new here and I get free. But see, did somebody bring you? And if somebody brought you, which I think would be Thor, if that's the case, then you're a 3-minute also. So let me know. And, when people bring somebody, you did? Excellent. Okay. So now we have Amy and we have Thor that brought somebody. And I am going to create something. Don't know yet what it is, but I'm going to make sure that your names, and if anybody else does this, then your names can go into a jar or a treasure chest. And who knows what you're going to get, because I don't know yet. But I'm going to start collecting names. Timestamp, if you could write that down, that would be great. This is exciting. Okay, so here we go, Angela. Here we go. Oh, my nose itches. Okay. Ooh, voice. I can talk really fast. I says, well, I don't want to talk too fast, but there's a certain amount of abuse. Now, my teeth are hurting like you wouldn't believe. Now, the energy is really super fast. My adrenals now feel better. So part of me thinks that do you have adrenals? Do you talk fast? Look at this, because again, they're talking in sign language. Part problems making decisions, or you're biting down and you're so firm on a decision. Okay. But I feel stress regardless. And they said the abuse, there's a certain amount of self-abuse that happens. And it's like, oh, you know, the emotion, they said awkward seems to really get to you. Now, the pit of my stomach begins to hurt. And usually, oh, okay, now I want to feel like I want to throw up and everything else. My body says, must readjust, must readjust. Do you see them? Do you see that? Do you see this? Must readjust. So it's like you're in an alarm state. And then it's just coming in. Okay. Now, oh, yeah, it's like, how do I do what I want to do? I've already been chastised, scorned. I feel their authority. I feel that the energy is way lofty at me. And so I backed off. Now I want to get back into being me, but how can I do that? Oh, my whole body's like going, do you remember what happened last time? This is where I'd say we want to heal that. But the body's like going, but I'm gun shy. But if I do this, okay, they're not looking. Okay, so if I take a little bit more step, they're not looking. So then you start to get in your groove, and then you start having things that like, oh my God, that's what happened last time. Now they say, are you that type of thinker that goes, oh, that's a clue. That's what happened last time. I better stop doing it. Oh my God. Is any of this making sense so far? My sinuses are going nuts. There's stuff that my body is holding onto and shaking like inside. So that means maybe your expression on the outside is different. Yep. Okay. I think I'm supposed to address the sinus thing or what's going on in the back of the throat thing. Oh, there's a vivid recall that says something feels like it's a curse or a contract. It's happening again and again. And they said it was a false reality. They said when you're about 3 years old, they're showing me that the cranial part, some type of part back here, you were holding on to that you couldn't trust somebody. So this pattern keeps going. And because of it, it's like overtime hopelessness. And you have to keep seeing that same issue over and over and over. And they said there seems to be a lot of aggressive energy that you are aware of. And the filters can kind of feel like it comes from everybody. Okay. And the biggest thing is that you knew what rejection was in that moment. And it's kind of been bothering you a long time. Okay. But that's where your body says, I have to readjust. So this is how far back this program goes. So the first thing I would tell you is get to know yourself, get to understand yourself. And because somebody brought you that already knows how to do this, then L1S. Okay, they can tell you a little bit more. So left wrist, first position soft. Okay. And you're going to make sure this is soft, finger here, these here. You put your hand on top and drop your hand down. And you're going to sit there and you're going to address how the energy on the outside had kind of conditioned you that if they play a certain way, communicate a certain way, whether it's good or bad, happy or sad, somebody can get you to do something out of sympathy. Now, this is you thinking, I'm going to do this with love and all of this, but it actually goes back to that point that you did not know how to handle rejection. And I'm thinking, was it really happened to you? And it says that you were in, okay. I know it's a little bit longer than 3 minutes, but I need to help people understand something. Part of your theme is that you're supposed to compensate, or overcompensate. You have to change the way your body moves or the way things are moved, and you have to compensate. It's like the stone in the shoe. Okay, happy healing. This is very on point. Good. Now notice that I'm reading your energy. It's familiar to you. And so it's not that I'm making this shit up. This is what your body is saying. Hey, get them to recognize this so they can start to release it. Okay. All right, Dominique. Let's see what you got here. Heal from guilt from my deceased. Oh, okay. All right. have I had lives together in the past? Okay, so in this case, how do you want me to address this? All right, interesting. Because as I ask the loved one to be a peer, they're holding up a sign and they said, it's not time. And I said, well, what do you mean it's not time? And it has a lot to do with certain actions, certain emotions, certain things that's going on in that space. And I said, but can't you talk to me? And they said, well, yes, but I'm also in repair. And I said, what do you mean? Well, I noticed that, and this sounds weird, because usually when you go over there, you have a whole new light body and you have a live and they're happy and healthy. But they said that there seems to be some type of nerve. I said, you? No. See, now they're talking directly about you, some type of nerve damage, and it feels like, no, I feel like a lot of an emotion that's dumped, and there's a lot of shyness and a lot of discouragement that's happening. And the action, you just want to run from. And it's like the energy of learning to receive and to hear love and any of this, your body doesn't know how to cope, handle, and deal. And so its nerves have been feeling very stressed and taxed. So the question is have you had lives together in the past? And it's, yes, you guys have traveled. It's part of the code you guys got. I'm seeing 3 particular lifetimes in a row that you've been working on something. And I said, oh, so you have traveled together? Yes. And it has a lot to do with running from our emotions, running from something. And I said, is that what you're working on over there? And she said, yes. But it has to do with this inside ourselves. So the question is, do you self-loathe? Do you go there? And then they said that the self to be. So how do you be? How you want to be? And there is the nerves that says, I can't be what I want to be, because I can't make something stop. It just keeps playing out. And I said, okay, what can we help you with? Well, it's when these emotions or this life, it seems to exert its power no matter what. And I said, I understand that. And it says, if you can actually help me take care of the overbearing thoughts, the overbearing emotions, the overbearing people, the overbearing stuff. And I said, okay, that's fine. If you start with, and Thor can show you, left wrist, second position, 1, 2, and then you put your thumb down at the second position, push your thumb in. Okay, so now they're telling me that the emotions and the behaviors seem to be really, and I'm like, okay, what do you want me to do? And they said, I just want to check out. I just want to check out. I said, well, what's the first thing they want me to do? They said, there's only 2 points that they want you to change, because these 2 points are frozen. And I said, okay, what are these 2 points? Okay. And so you're going to take a magnet, but if you don't have a refrigerator magnet, your hand will do just fine. You're going to do both wrist. You're going to take, and you're going to do 2 spots at once. We're going to take and make sure that we cover this point and this point and the one under the thumb. I'm looking in the camera. Okay, so because we usually do them individually, but you can do them at the same time. So just take your hand, go swipe across, turn it, swipe across, turn it, and you do that about 12 times. Okay, do it on both sides 12 times. Then you're going to go in there and you're going to just start rubbing. You're going to do that about 20 times. And then you're going to jump down here. See, just right in the middle, and then right here, and then do that one. And then you're going to jump over here and do the same thing. Rub it out, both sides. Check to see if that changes you in any way. Oh, I'm going to lose. Yeah. Because it should change your energy, according to Spirit says you only have 15% energy. And we'll go from there. Now, tell me if that makes any sense. If not, that's fine. And I really am, who has these adrenal? Because it's really messing here. Okay. Definitely an OMG and love is a weapon. Who is in the room that has felt that love has been a weapon and that you're like, oh my God, who are you? If you can, and just, it's like 1 minute you're happy, the next minute you're not. So you're going a lot of up and down, a lot of up and down. If that is you, if you are it, then I would ask you if you, okay, so Spirit is saying that we're going to need you, if you want to extend it out, that we can do a healing with you live. If you're willing to come on, whether to show your face or just choose volume, you'll need the Zoom app. But Spirit is like really pushing on me. It's still my choice, but at the same time, I feel if you can identify yourself or talk to me or message me and talk to me, okay, again, the offer is to come on and I will help you address. I do too. I believe it's you too. I just couldn't say it. So if you would like to come on, again, you don't, it's easier with camera, but if you don't have camera, that's fine. But if you could just use your voice so that we can hear it. The reason why Spirit likes to do this is because it wants to help a person not to have to be those old paradigms. Oh, excellent, excellent. Okay, so why don't you message me? Okay, just go to my fan page, message me, and I will give you a link to come into the room. All right. Oh God, yeah. See, it's. I knew it was because my body is like going, oh. Okay. My body's doing a few other things too. But lordy. All righty. Now let me just make this a little bigger. La 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 la. Now that was for Teresa Perkins. It's that Bumblebee song. But if you ever listen to the Bumblebee song, oh, I'm bringing home a baby bumblebee. Okay. What that is has a lot to do with my mother's gonna be proud. Oh, it bit me, it hurt, I killed it. Oh my God, my mom's gonna be mad. Oh, and then if you go a little further, it licked it, ate it, and spit it out. Gross, but it's all of these range of, proud, not proud, what's happening? Oh my God. Bear with me, my brain has got to catch up with the rest of me here, which is click this button, go here, Brenda. Now click this. I feel like they got to give me step by step because for some reason I can't seem to, there it is, inbox, my inboxes. And so we have a lot of people that are going to be on the show today. And I'll give you, yep, you've got the right link, my dear. I will do this and we will see you in just a moment. I'm going to go to this one, and who is first when it comes to doing healings would be Jennifer Toffel. The next one would be Elle. And then after that would be Thor. Excellent. And then Amy. So we have 4. Okay. And I still haven't gotten connected with Kevin. So he was our winner. So people that have paid, your name gets to go into a drawing for a chance for a 30-minute private session with me off the air. And that'll be exciting. Oh, I think we have audio. Can you hear me? We even got pictured. Yay. Okay. Can you hear me okay? Mm-hmm. Oh, excellent. Excellent. Okay. So this is, Spirit must be really wanting to talk to you just because it doesn't usually just offer.
Yeah, I got to change one thing.
Okay, you go right ahead. You go right ahead. Spirit must be really wanting to talk to you. Yep, that Facebook, you got to be quiet. Okay. So it's up to you. Just be as discreet as possible. We don't usually use names. But share what you want to share so people can kind of have an idea. And so that it kind of gives me the direction. I could just jump in, but I want you to really kind of measure this. Okay, Hans, go ahead. Share what you want to share. Oops, we got to find me. I'm on Facebook somewhere, still chatting.
Oh, ever since you've been talking, I've been having this huge, like, yeah.
Okay, so where am I on your screen that I'm talking twice?
Okay, just wait.
I still hear me. Oh, no, that's fine, babe. No worries, no worries. So what do we got here? Did she get it?
Oh my gosh.
All right, so what I'm going to do is I'll mute you. You go figure that out, and I'll chat. That's what I'll do. Okay, so what's happening? Sometimes our brain does not allow us to solve problems because the energy that's coming from the realm of resolution, yeah, it's like sitting there going, I got that. And you're like, so there's a lot of energy. So we're just going to help her line up to find it. And it's just going to appear. And all of a sudden she'll see it. It'll just start to glow. And she'll, oh, that's it. Oh, that's it. And she'll get it. She'll get it. And when she gets it, oops, I did it again. Push that button, unmute you. I did it again. Okay, so there, we all set?
I think so. That was interesting.
Yeah. All right, so go ahead. Tell me your story because your voice is important, and then we will help you. Okay?
Oh, it's like, I'm drawing a blank. So
that's okay. But you felt.
I also missed some of what you had said. Like I missed a huge chunk. My computer froze. I picked up, there was something at 3 years old and then it sped up. And then, so I'm like,
oh, so that means that spirit wants you to hear it later. That's funny. Okay. So is it true that your body feels like your adrenals are all over the place?
Yes.
Okay. And is it true that you feel sometimes you have pain in the back that you don't really want?
Yes.
And do you feel like sometimes you have gas and gurgles and you're like, where is this coming from? I didn't eat anything to really cause this. Okay. Pretty much that was what I said. And we went back to a certain age and there was a certain amount of expectation that you had to live up to from what spirit is telling me. So do you feel like you have a lot of, I have to live up that expectation either I put there or other people have put there? Does that make sense? Okay. See, now I'm watching her body. Her body's like, do not make me cry. I'm not going to make it cry, but I can feel how the body's like, oh my God, she's going to touch something. I can feel it. And I feel like people hold grudges in your world. And it's like they make you pay. Okay. Oh God. Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. My whole body. So if I start Tourette's in it and all of this, it's because, oh my God, I'm sorry. Oh, okay. Do we need to go through this? Oh, just a minute. I have to find it and figure it out. Oh shit, bricks. Oh, okay. So you're holding on something very particular. I mean, I've got a major hot flash all of a sudden. Hysterical. Okay, so there was hysterical energy there. Okay, so it's like 1 minute everything's fine, the next minute it's hysterical, and people just okay. Ooh, okay, is that enough? Do not. Ooh, somebody's on the other side. They says it's like a strong grandmother figure has come through right now, and they want just like, I just wanted to tell you that you recognize me. I'm the baby. So did you have somebody that had a really strong voice and was like had a certain rules? I'm sorry. Oh, hold on. Okay. So somebody on the other side is apologizing. Usually then what's happening on the other side is they're not asking for forgiveness. They want you to understand they've seen what they've done. Because not only do they get to have life review where they get to watch, they have to become you so they can feel what they've done. Okay? Oh, everything in my body feels a lot better. But we're going to get you there. Now, we could do it many routes, but spirit is telling me, hold on. Here we go again. Boy, this person, I feel like when you're little, you happen to be in somebody's arms and then a big shocker came. And the next thing I know, it just went right through you and your nerves and your muscles thinks it's you. Because now I feel like, I don't know if I was dropped and my neck hurts Like people drop things on, oh, I dropped my baby on her head. Okay, so there's something going on right here. Oh, bunch of lies. Oh, packed with lies. And it's twisting. Okay, so do you have in now, or did you know in the past where somebody just want to drive a person insane, which is that gaslighting?
That's what my mother's. And
Okay.
to be perfectly honest, about a week ago, I simply asked for accountability from her, and I was ready to give my own. And she said, I either fix this or she walks away, and I haven't heard from her.
So is this also what's bothering you? What's going on inside of you? You're fully aware of this is what's.
I just don't understand why. Okay. I just don't get it.
Right. Now, hopefully we can get you from the ego side to the spirit side, but I want you to calm the body down. So I want you to pay attention to what's happening to your head, and we're going to help you. You're learning how to self-regulate, where other people in your space, they only know how to control, not self-control, but control the outside so they can learn how to self-regulate, which is very half-assed backwards if you ask me. They learned helplessness, your behavior of how you're supposed to behave. So it was learned helplessness. You're supposed to be remaining helpless. You're supposed to remain as that certain way. You're not anymore. And you are now what's causing friction. Mm-hmm. You're messing up other people's realities. Good on ya. Okay, sorry, get back to it. But yes, and that's the thing is you're growing now. Now, what happens though, is that we were taught in the old days that we were supposed to be paradigms. We're supposed to make people happy, make our parents happy, make everybody happy. But we were never included in the equation. Now we are starting to put the oxygen mask on, and we're realizing it's okay for me to even take my breath. But our bodies are like, holy shit, I got to stand up. I got to do this. And man, the tenacity, you're like, I'm doing it. Good on you. But this seems to always have this brick on you. You can't seem to get the damn thing off, no matter what you try. So the first thing is that where you want to go? Okay, tell me where. Your heart's going, ooh, it knows what I'm asking if it wants to heal. So this is what the stalling factor is, because the body's going, oh, I'm not confident. I'm like, that's okay. It's okay. Now, this is where you're going to do all the healing. I'm just going to direct you. You got it? You can stop at any time. You do not have to go any further. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your hand like this. And you see this point right here, just by the pinky. All you're going to do is go like this, just back and forth, slide it across, palm, then the back. Just do it a few times. That's okay. Just a few times. That's fine. Then go over on the other side. Yeah, see how simple it is. All you're doing is you're just healing yourself. No big deal. There you go. Now come over here. We're under that pinky. And now you're just going to get in there and look at it and just rub. Just rub. Okay, just rub. Just rub it. And you're just noticing that your energy, that's it. You don't have to do anything else but just participate and breathe. And then go over to the other side. Okay, we're just going to do that. Very good. Now your spirit's going, can I get in the body yet? Not yet. Hold on. Because we need to make sure that when it comes in, you can stay in and not have to feel like it's jump out. So you remember that little thing we did with our palm and the back of our hand? You're going to do it to the left side only. So you got only half of your body that's frozen, the other half's not. So on the left side, you're going to go right down here with those little bunions. You know where that bone sticks out? Okay, you're just going to do that on the side of the foot. So you're just going to imagine that's it. And you're just going to go just like that on the left side only. That's all you have to do. And once you've done it a few times, then you're just going to rub with your thumb there. Okay. Oh, I'll be glad and get those adrenals to say, whew.
Feels so much better.
You all ready?
Yeah.
Excellent. Keep going. We'd love to hear that. Thank you, Spirit. Ooh, now, you're so good at having your moral character diminished. It's like, that's my identity. No, we're done with that. And because we're done with that, you're going to go to, you want both sides? Oh, no, yeah, just to the left. Okay, so your left was you had to shut down your intuition. You had to shut down your the feminine aspects of your yin. You've had to shut it down, and you've always had to be on the right side of being on guard. I have to take care of this. I've got to do this. we got to get this side balanced. So you don't have to use your hand on this, but use your thumb, your finger, whatever you want to do. And we're going to do left side only. And you're going to go where the pinky toe is, go right in the middle of the foot. And you're going to just, it's a pretty big area. So you just rub right in there. You'll land right on it. No problem. We'll see. You already are. Oh, you already are. Oh, now again, I'm not in your body or anything. I'm up on the grid, and holy shit bricks. It's like, if you know what entanglement cords are, what's happening on you is happening to me. Much quieter. And it's interesting because the fluid, the dura mater fluid, is actually starting to come to the top of the head like it's supposed to, feeding and nourishing the brain. Wow, my back is completely different. Actually, if I could take a breath, I won't feel like I'm going to crack a rib. That's what it felt like. I felt like my bra was too tight, or it felt like, all right, I don't need to tell you. Tell me how you're feeling right now.
Better.
And
Not that I thought that I was feeling that bad to begin with, but like.
We normally don't. But once you start to notice the difference, you're like, I ain't going back to hell. Okay, now you still have some gas issues.
Mm-hmm.
Disturbances going on. Oh, holy shit. Just wants to. Okay. So what I want you to do is I want you to take your left hand, and you're going to put spirit, you really want to do it? Yeah. Okay. So we're going to go under the thumb. Put your first finger there so you know where it lands. Okay. Put your thumb there now, and your finger in the palm. Take your thumb and push in deep. Very good. Wrap your hand around. Find the top of your head and just let the hand drop. There you go. Now, as you're doing that, you know that thing with the issue with your mama?
Mm-hmm.
On a scale from 0 to 10, 10 being, oh my God, love unreceived. Can you feel that?
Mm-hmm.
And how do you know that love is unreceived? Can you really know it? I mean, there you go. Talk about the data coming up. I can see it. Don't worry. Some things I don't see either, but it was supposed to be that you're supposed to be taught self-abuse. I don't even know if they did it or knew that they were doing it. You understand? Mm-hmm. It's like, you have to punish yourself. You have to do this. You have to, but you can't think anything other than the way I think, because that's the only thing that's out there. You can't do that, because if I can't, you can't. And you were treated more like an object. Mm-hmm. And you have to, in that paradigm in the back was, you have to always exert control. Otherwise, they're going to walk all over you. But feel the love unreceived. There was really nobody present when you looked in her eyes or was in the space. And on a scale from 0 to 10, 10 being that's true, what number is it?
Like, pretty like a 9.
But you also know what numbness is, because you've had to numb yourself in order to survive. Now begin to notice that you could feel that there was a lack of emotions on their end. And they were trying to toughen your skin up, I can't remember the old phrase, and if anybody's listening or you even come up with it, it's like it has to do with, you got to get thick skin because the world's tough out there type. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And they didn't want you to be vulnerable. So they figured if they did this to you, then you wouldn't be taken offense, you wouldn't be hurt, you wouldn't be anything other than strong in their mind. Does that make sense?
Yep.
And all you knew is that if you didn't readjust, there was consequences, correct? Mm-hmm. And the disapproval, was it just looks alone?
Those were the huge ones.
Okay, begin to notice while you're doing that, which eye, that you're going to only look through one eye, which eye did you look and see that disapproval the most?
The left.
And notice how you know that on a scale from 0 to 10, 10 being the worst, what number is it?
7.
You're good. Begin to notice. Keep watching how she's like, I got my eye on you. It has a tone when she looks. So we're going to remove, transcend, and let it go. Switch over to see that picture only on the other eye now. Is it the same? Different, higher, lower?
It's better.
Better. Begin to notice it. So notice the other eye was the one that always took it in. Remove, transcend, and let it go. We'll go back to the other eye. Is it the same number? Good, bad, or indifferent?
It's lower.
You just healed yourself a little bit. Amazing. Good job. Now begin to notice it's lower. And as you begin to feel your body, we were focusing on something that was really strong, and just notice it was feeling like you were unloved. Is it still a 10 or 9? Is it coming down?
Down. Good.
You're healing yourself. Good job. Switch over to the other eye and begin to look at that story. What is it now?
I guess 3, but my throat's feeling weird.
Good. We're going to ask the body, thank you very much. We're going to just breathe it out, breathe it through, and release all the lies, release all of that. So your voice was cramped. You weren't having one. We're just going to release, remove, transcend, switch over to the other eye. Begin to notice that my happiness is coming back. You don't have it anymore. Take your happiness back, but look, just look, remove, transcend, and let it go. Switch back over, choose which eye, because is it still true that you have to have a readjust and you have to have consequences, and that look has control over you? Does it? Good. Remove, transcend, and let it go. When you look through this other eye, give me a number. Does she have control?
Not really, no.
Okay, not really. That means there's something slight.
It's little.
Okay, has to do with a body gesture, a movement?
Oh, that it wasn't just, there was a whole body thing.
There you go. Notice that it's hooked into that, and that's why you feel really that love is unreceived. Remove, transcend, and let it go. Switch over to the other eye and begin to notice that, did she not keep her mouth shut? Was it always that it has to be denigrating, always badger, always talk until you just can't, and you're like, okay, fine, I'll behave. There you go. I want you to notice that there's a talk, there's a figure, there's a body. Remove, transcend, let it go. Really stare at it. Oh my God, look at how I know it. I see it. And you're just going to stare it down. Remove, transcend, and let it go. Allow yourself to just take and feel that there's no empathy. Remove, transcend, and let it go. Switch eyes. As you're looking at this, what do you feel? Or what do you know? Yeah, your whole body's just shifting, ain't it?
I don't think it was ever meant to be hurtful.
Exactly. But you also learned helplessness. It was like, but do you need to be helpless now that you're an adult?
No.
No. And you can just realize that there was good intention, even though the behavior was not really acceptable in the time that we live now. Back then, that's what the rage was. But now you can let go of certain pain, correct?
Yeah.
So the question is, do you really have to feel and define love unreceived the way you did?
No.
And when you really look at that love unreceived, what number is left that was in pain?
Like a 2.
All right. Now you go ahead a little bit further and notice that it's like, I always have to show up this way. I always have to show up this way. Now notice that it's I have to. That energy alone is making you, and it causes conflict. Let's just start to decide to remove, transcend, and let it go. And you don't have to take and be learned helplessness. We're going to preserve all the positive learnings on that event. We're going to start to remove, transcend, and let it go. Notice that anxiety, that fear was that I have to run. Okay. Remove, transcend. And just say, whoa, no, I'm an adult now. I'm going to stop. I'm going to give myself a hug. And that cord that you have between you and your mother, what color is it?
Blue.
And I want you just to start cleaning it off. Take back your power, and all the things that she put on you, you give back to her or put in the treasure chest. And you guys are going to just work it out right here. Okay? Just going to work it out right here. Remove, transcend, and let it go. And as you begin to do this, and it gets to be clearing out, the wisdom is coming. Switch eyes. And then relax and let the eyes go and notice the color of the cord.
It's lighter.
Keep going. And all of the things where you're like, Ma, stop, the pain, that pain, that pain. Remove, transcend, and let it go and get the wisdom. Because when you have greater understanding, you're going to have wisdom. And then all of a sudden, you won't be afraid to stand up and just be you. There you go. Now notice what's interesting is I just watched you the color changed. What color is it now?
It's like pink.
Let the healing begin, and begin to notice that if you were just to grab a cord above your head, just pretending that you have a cord above your head, kind of pretend that you're grabbing it and putting one end to your heart and the other end to her. Ask her, would you accept this cord? What would she say?
Yes.
Good. Can you give her a hug and love?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's go back into where you had your hand on your head and you said it was a 9. What is it now?
Oh, like nothing.
Exactly. Now go ahead and take your hand down, and I want you to tell me, how do you feel? Do you feel like you have to readjust? Do you feel like there's consequences? Do you feel any of that? Because your body's completely feels different.
No, I'm feeling good. Oh, so much better.
Excellent. Excellent. You just healed yourself. Aren't you proud of that? You didn't have to use anything else, but in the matter of a few minutes was just moving the energy, changing your thought just a little bit. And because you tapped into your innate wisdom, it helped guide you into understanding. You don't have to believe all the stories. Okay,
No.
so you can rise higher. All right, so now from here on out, you just witness, I feel a difference. I don't have to believe the pain, because sometimes when you bump up against other people that still have their old programs, you get to decide, do I want to show up the way they expect? Can I show up as myself? Does it have to hurt? Well, how about if I just take my power back and just start showing up as me? Just show love, kindness, and it's just me. It kind of takes the demands down.
Very much.
Yeah. Well, I feel better.
Yes. Thank you.
Now, you're welcome. Now you can maintain this anytime you start to feel anything come creeping in. Yeah, but what about or a memory? Sometimes just simply taking your hand and having it there and dropping it down. This is called OMG. And you stay there and measure those thoughts. What will happen is 10 being, like if you've gotten it that far, even if it's 4, just by doing this, your body's going to say, you know what, we don't have to fire and wire, and we can take those chemical peptides and calm it right down so the memories can be just the memory, and I can choose differently. So thank you for coming on and playing with me. I totally appreciate it.
Yes, I truly appreciate this. It was
excellent.
So
thank
insightful.
You so much.
Yeah.
Thank you. See, she looks so much better. She sounds better. So good job. All right, we'll talk to you later, my dear. Okay, bye. So see, this is what happens. Sometimes spirit just wants to do a pay it forward. Talk about pushing on my body. Lord, was that pushing on my body? Okay. So now we're just going to make sure, is there anybody new in the room? Because if you are, we'll give you 2 minutes. But if somebody brought you, we'll give you 3. And the person that brought you, we'll put your name in a treasure chest for something down the road. Spirit loves to give today. That's awesome. We like that. Now let's get to the first. Let me get the link to Jennifer Toffel is up on deck. Or no, yeah. I think I said Jennifer. I better go check. I'm gonna say a lie. Yeah, Miss Jennifer. All right, let me get the link. Let me find her. That's not going to be her. Okay. And here we go. Excellent. Okay. It's like Oprah in here. See, people can move. See, I love it. See, you got all of this. Yes, all of this is wonderful. We can do this together. Hi, Mary. How are you, dear? Yes, you have been. Yes, you're always quiet too. Oops. Pay attention, Brenda. Love to have when people are here. We're going to have soon, we'll have Jen on. There you are. Ah.
Hi.
Oh, Yoda. Okay, Brenda, don't.
There's this awesome meme of baby Yoda and regular Yoda, like Yoda from like the first A New Hope, and older Yoda is saying, I'm the best Yoda. And baby Yoda, I know it's Grogu, but says, okay, boomer.
That's funny. All right, I'm not sure what this is about, but somehow. So who called you Margaret earlier?
So this is weird. This is
okay.
I can't make this shit stuff.
Oh, I like this.
Complete stranger. I don't even know. They could be in my friends, but because I have over 1,000. But like I don't know. So I get this notification. So and so tagged you in a post, and they were wishing their friend Margaret a happy birthday. But you know how like they got the wrong person tagged. I felt so bad, but like
good message for you.
I mean, I'm like, woohoo, happy birthday. So like it was so weird when you said that. So I mean, I really am working on my dad issues, and that's who I got my middle name from his mom.
Ah.
So
okay, so are we ready? They said just cut her off. Are you ready to work on impending petrified? Impending and petrified. Somehow it's impending petrified real quick.
I was going to tell you I did my homework. So I did my homework apparently.
Oh, you did your well, hold on, I got to stop timer. Can you want to fill us in how you did your homework? See, this is what's important. See, you got to get your
get back to the impending shit. I know my ego's like, okay, pause. But like, so I wrote down neediness. Like, I want to look at that, but I did because it's super important. So last night, and there were times when I was sitting here doing my healing and I was just like zoning, looking at the wall. Yep. Like it was so, I know, I'm like, oh, well, now I'm just resisting. Like, but I sat.
More to the story.
So it was neediness and desperation, and my need for friends, which was okay in elementary school, and then the divorce. So that's what I've been working on starting this summer when my shaman friend really illuminated like the difference between selves. So it changed when I was the new kid, and then it changed when I was in isolation at my dad's during the summer. Mm-hmm. So not only was I a latchkey kid, but I didn't have any friends at his house for like 3 months. So that went into middle school, that went into high school. I became the mean girl. I didn't really have any friends. I've been feeling this with like particular groups here. So I just, and that isolation is easy for me. Like this whole thing with COVID and being isolated, super easy, not even a chore. Like
I know. Same here.
It's like, but it's also not doing me any favors, right? Oh. So, but I healed. I went through emotion code, and then I went out I lost out on developing social skills because I was a latchkey kid and because of the isolation, and it causes me not to self-regulate or be able to interpret people's messages from this particular person that I'm interested in. Like, it's really hard to interpret tone, text, everything. And so I go loopy. And so I worked on that. And then believing that this person, I don't believe that this person, my twin flame, likes me because he's unable to commit. And that went back to my dad not being able to focus on me at all. So like I went down that rabbit hole.
Exactly. Now notice that there was a part of you that went into see, Spirit's going to say, you know what? She said homework. I love homework. Okay. Anyway, Spirit is like, oh, good. She did her homework. All right. If I could get a stick. Yeah, there we go. Thank you. Okay. Spirit wants you to understand that this neediness, it's a really big arch theme for you. And it goes back to, well, I don't want to say go back. So it's on a scale from 0 to 10, it's at a 6. Okay. And the chords that you have with people, and as I read one particular chord, and I feel that it's like it's a must. Now, this is going to sound strange, but my attraction factor that I've learned that identifies what relationships are and what love means is that I am irrelevant.
I was going to ask if you put the timer back on because you paused it.
Thank you. But it's about irrelevant. Now, when you're irrelevant, this is what you know as a good relationship. Can you see how this is now unhealthy to have this type of association? And they said, when you begin to trust something other, that's when you start to go wacky. Because you're like, that's unknown. So
I don't know. I don't understand how this person could like me.
See, this is very good, very good. Now we're going to go into this impending
concept.
So then now we're going to shove to the impending petrified. Okay, because the impending petrified is if I trust that this is real, then they're going to squirt juice box on me, knock stuff out of my hands. They're going to abuse me. You are really holding on to that memory when you were little. I mean, it slapped you to the point where you become, what'd you call it? Not goth, but punk. It changed your whole personality. Now, let's go back to why. Anytime when you can't cope, handle, and deal, something traumatic occurs, it'll change you to become something other than what you were. This is where you are now hiding behind the punk mask that gave you courage to define yourself and something that you could be related with.
And because I've been opening myself up to be authentic and really like sharing myself, and he's like, oh, I get to learn a fun fact. That's really cool. And I'm like, are you just blowing smoke up my butt or like what, dude? Like, you're really interested in like the deep dark stuff about me, because he is actually interested.
Yes, he is.
Because understand.
Because men that you chose, you gave power to them so they can control you like a father.
Yeah.
And you didn't really
want it. Like my dad. That would have been easy.
But you just wanted something to do with parental love. You wanted that connection that you didn't get. So one of the primal needs when you were little was to have that male figure to help you to get well-rounded. Okay. So the little girl that really is asking for the help is like, well, I just know that relationships are curses. I mean, she's really feels like a relationship is a curse. I says, when did you decide to have this strong belief? Because I don't know how to deal with other people's shit. She's very, very scared. She says that the outside is so loud and so large that she can't stop focusing. Look at my pendulum. Whee! It's so loud. It's so, yeah.
So I just did a bunch of card readings for the new moon.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the questions was about, in the new moon reading, how can I better balance my relationship with others and myself? I got this, I got the tsunami card, the wake up call. I got the dragon's lair, don't ignore red flags. I got the angel is courage. Like, and I'm like, oh,
okay.
Like if the angels are like, have courage, like
Well, they're telling you that right now, your comfort zone is to be petrified. That's what you know what relationships are. The question is can you stop believing in that?
I would really like to, and I think this person would also.
Okay, so that means that you're going to start with L1D. And why? Because you have to look up what forlorn means. Now, so the little bit of homework. Okay. And when you think of horror, it's pitifully sad and abandoned and lonely. You're just unhappy. You have to understand that coping tool, being petrified, why should I give it up? Seeing alarms, why should I give up? That worked for me.
That was my protection in my marriage and with the ex-boyfriend.
Yes, and now can you see how it's your identity? It's not true, it's not your nature, it's not the true authentic Jen. But it says that it had covered up, like using it like a welding tool to cover up the heartache. And I said, what's the heartache, honey? She says, as soon as I approach to give love, I have to take action and run because what comes at me hurts. There's a certain amount of hatred that I felt coming from somebody I adored. Get out of my way. I think he was drunk at the time. Can you feel how when people's energies, emotions come off, you know, like when you open a book and you're reading, you're like, oh, wow. Or you're watching, oh, wow. Or a song really grooves you. Oh, wow. I feel like there was a caption of one moment that you've said as a girl and demonstrated as a boy or kids threw food on your pink shirt. But when you were little, you were in a space where this person that you trusted and you loved and adored scared you so bad by the amount of energy that came off without really having to say anything. Like I can tell when people despise me.
I'm trying to recall like when that would be, if it was.
Well,
bad.
if we go back, they said around 3, almost 4. And this is when you thought love was a curse, because if you were to touch, it's going to bite you. I says, can you give me any more detail? They said, ask her where her home was.
Oh, we were in a townhouse in Alexandria, Virginia.
Okay, and mom and dad were together?
Yep.
Okay, was your dad drinking at the time?
Yeah.
What, did he hate his situation?
He got a job as a minister. I think he hated it when I was born in Southern California and he was not being a minister because he had a church and then he didn't have a church.
All he ever did was self-loathe, no matter what the situation is.
I was going to pay for another 8 minutes.
Oh, okay, sure. Now, but understand, he knows how to self-loathe. Every 2 minutes, that's why he drinks.
He got the job that he wanted, and then
right.
I don't know what happened.
But he can't. Well, you got to understand, if your identity is like self-loathe, if the issue hasn't been resolved, you have to take something to make everything all right again. So he took alcohol and he got that hug. He got that everything's gonna be fine. So that coping tool was to cover up the pain. And when the alcohol wasn't there, the pain was just exacerbated. So he's like, okay, I got to be human. I got to go get a job. I got to do this. I love this career, but he couldn't get out of his head. He couldn't get out of that pain. He couldn't get out of that moment. Do you understand? So it's hard to do something you love when all you can feel is depression. All you can feel is this negativity, all of this constantly.
And I can't imagine not having healing tools.
Well, I know.
So long, like to do the daily grind and have those voices and his brother and his father's voices like in his head. And I don't know what his mom was like, but I know that those two male were like abusive to him.
Right. And can you see how he probably turned on himself to have self-loathing, that he would just pour off of him? Remember how when you moved into my house and all your stuff was in the classroom and I opened it up and I just about fell over and
you're like, and I'm out.
Yeah, because it was like, as soon as I came in, it was like,
gonna be fine, but it wasn't right then.
Right. It was just stuff in there. But I opened the door and it was like, and my hair was going like this. And I'm like, all right, I won't go in there.
Join us for pizza.
It was weird. I says, we have to take care of that. But anyway, but that's what you felt. You constantly felt the emotion rushing off him. I mean, it was downpouring. It was just like, you know, when you have a wound that smells and goes bad, you've been in the hospital, you should know, right?
Yeah.
Not with her own issues. She works.
I'm a chaplain.
Yes. So she's had to, you know, anyways, the whole point is there's all these different things.
I didn't think about that he had all that crap like in his aura, even though I remember like what he looked like, and I remember his sense of humor, and I remember playing games, and I remember having fun, but that's interesting. So now we're getting to the nitty gritty, like we're getting to the
so do you remember the one boyfriend, the second B that came over and he was oozing the same thing, except for he was oozing other things, but he was oozing that. But that's what you thought you fell in love with.
Right.
Because as long as their attention was on something else, and may include you kept repeating a story. And they said that main story was when you were that same age, 3.5. Because I feel like you were approaching the situation with love. You entered that space. Okay, one time I was with my one friend, my other Jen friend, and the energy in her runs is fear. And she was telling me about this, and I'm listening to her. Well, I got too close to her space. I had automatically felt everything she felt, saw everything she saw, and it was fearful and a half. I about wet myself. I jumps back. I go, oh my God, are you like this all the time? She goes, yes. I'm like, no, there's another way to live. and that's what I think you did, was you got into that energy bubble. And you tasted it, and your brain thought it was you. Your brain thought that was, you know, do you understand? So sometimes that depression that's yours, is it really yours? If I were to ask your body, do you want to know what it's going to say? It's not yours. It's a way to connect. It's the way that you understood it. You got into that energy field. You took it as your own because you did not know how to take care of that with those emotions. Does that make sense? It's like you got some on you and you couldn't get it off. But then you had developed your own. But you have been really healed a lot of that, darling. And before I left, it was the act of leaving. Even though I had told you in advance, your body was like disposing of me way before that. And it's like, I can't go through this ever again. And I'm standing right there, but it doesn't matter. Your body and everything was like, and all I could do was love you, even though we were really close. I'm like, okay, it's fine. I'm going to keep on loving you. And I said, and I remember, I think we were in my office, and I said, oh my God, you're going into depression. And you're like, what? No, I'm not. So you don't want to feel abandoned. L1D. You don't want to feel abandoned, because what it does is it's called severed love. And when severed love occurs, or showed love is severed, it hurts. Hit the heart button. Oh, I'm just looking down. Sign was hit the heart button. So yes, your body is wanting you to ready to start to peel off those things that are not you. Because when you take on other people's energy fields, especially the emotions that come off, you start to make, you don't know what to do with them. You don't know how to cope and handle them. So you start to take and make false meaning of it because you were so little. And then you started to live that reality, which is a false reality, pulling you further from your authentic self. But again, it was just a journey, because I've watched you take and make many turns to come back. It's just that you don't know how to trust yourself, because you're saying, I don't know how to trust myself because I haven't really developed it yet. So basically, like what I'm teaching in Tribe is at the white belt. This is your first level of awareness, and you have to go through the colored belts to get to grow. you're beginning to understand how to self-soothe, but you just now have to learn how to self-regulate. And self-regulation is like the best way to describe it is when a boy has hormones, you know, of course he would like to just do everything in sight, but he's not sure. No, I can't do that. And some that have learned manners, that's self-regulating, and then some that didn't, then you understand. So there's a self-regulation. What are you supposed to do with it? Self-regulation is for everybody. Certain behaviors, do you need to go there? Now for you, it's a little harder because in a way you're like, well, I'm already there. What are you talking about? Huh? The question is that when you're at that peak, your choice, you've got to start seeing it. Do I really need to think this? Do I really need to go there? Just because it's a feeling, is it really real? So the question is do you really need to keep defining that the same way? And when you start to begin to heal the heart, you're going to really know it. Okay, that the love that's unreceived is because you can't stop looking at it. Again, you'll be doing L1D. Okay.
Okay.
So do your homework. I know you can. It's good to have you back.
Good to be back.
All right. I love you.
Love you. Bye.
All right, bye. We can learn a lot. We really can. Okay. All right. So we'll go to the next person. And it's hopefully Elle is still awake. So I know she's been going through a lot. We'll see. And we're going to find her real quick and see if we can get her to. Why in the world? There it is. Miss L. Oh, no, that's not how she says it. Lorene. There she is. And we're going to see if this works. Okay. Oh, oops. Wrong. Sorry. Silly girl. Tricks are for kids. Let's try this again. And then I turned around and flipped switch. I love myself. See, I just did an association words. And now I'm back to, yep, I'm okay. I love myself. Okay. La, 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 la. Yep, and we've got you on the list too. Okay, good, good, good. Who has got this cough? And I'm hanging in there, Dominique, I'm not even sure to say it. Hang in there. I've got a list that people, you know, and if she can't come on right away, then we will go over to you. So hopefully, just have to see where she's at. And she's got kids, so chances are, or she also had her foot operated on. And we'll see. I just feel all of a sudden bare. I don't know why. And why am I doing that? Oh, it's an action. Action. So somebody. Is this for Elle or is this? Oh, I think that's for you. So did your wife wear lipstick? So I feel like I had to do that for you. This coughing. Did she have lung issues or did she have allergies? I don't know. Wow. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, because we have Dominique here and I'm having trouble, we seem to have this pattern going with Elle here about not being able to really connect right away. So I'm going to go and we're going to talk to you because this ain't going to stop. And then hopefully Elle will know that she's next after this. God bless it. What is going on? All right, so I sent a link to Thor. We'll go that way. Good God. Oh. All right. Yeah, so as soon as the question is if you're coming on or not coming on, You don't have to use a picture, you can use a voice. But if you don't even want to do that, we could do it like this, but you get so much more if you get to come on. Drink. Yeah, that's probably what I should do. It's like thick. Hey, Crystal Allen, how you doing? So everybody that has shared, to understand your name, goes into the treasure chest for a chance to win a 15-minute drawing. Oh, good Lord. What is look at my screen. Look at my screen. Oh, what do you want me to look at? I don't see anything here. I don't see anything there. Okay, so I'm gonna just, until I know what this is, what do we need to do? Something about under pressure. I can feel somebody's under pressure. And oh, I gotta readjust. I can feel somebody's nerves. So this is a habit. Okay, so for me, how do I want to correct this? They said, okay, so, okay. All right. So we're just going to get my body back in gear. And I've taken note of it. So just, this is the type of healing tool that allows you to take, and if you have repulse compatibility issues, which is like allergies and sensitives or intolerance and sensitive stuff, your body, you can disrupt it and reintroduce it and help it heal from there. All righty. I am not sure what's happening. So I'm going to wait. Do you want to go live with her if she sends you a thank you? Yes. Yeah, as soon as we find out what's going on with either one, that will help. Oh, they saw somebody, Thor saw it. We'll see what's happening there. Whew. While we're waiting, oh my goodness. Oh, my body's like going, hey, I'm like, yeah, no. Breathe, breathe, breathe. I can't even push the right button. Oh, good, silly me's. How many are there? Oh, that's the thing. I am Brenda, I am Brenda, I am Brenda. Yeah, sometimes we have to recalculate who we are. While we're waiting, I'm just going to take and, wow, my head. We're gonna give Patty one. Repressed emotions. They said that your soul is ready to notice that you repress your emotions. You stop yourself from like being angry, or they said that they want you to do more than just that when you start changing the behavior, because your body's trying to readjust on top of a readjust. And they says when a certain thing comes up, they said, notice that there has to do with the word guilt. They said R3S it, because either you got to guilt yourself, or you're feeling that they're guilting you, or you're thinking of this in a guilt way. But get the body to let it go, because everything needs to stabilize, because your inner world creates your outer world, and your inner world is not feeling stable. So it's starting to act up, and then the energy goes out, and then it's like stir fires people, because you got a certain quota that you have to fill of being unbalanced, imbalance. Jeez, oh, Pete. Okay, that's what you'd like to do. Whoop, there we go. Oh, I'm just curious about all this. Excellent. And we're going to find out. Hi, darling. Okay, it's starting to work. Hang in there. I can't hear you yet, though. Oh, my thing just kicked off. Well, how's do I have
There we go. Turn yours on.
I know
got
me and
you.
you. I know me and you are on. Did I just lose? Oh no, I think we got everybody. All right, so wherever I'm on Facebook, make sure I'm shut off. Sounds good. Okay. Well, actually, you look good in yellow, my dear. Okay.
It's his fault.
Oh, it's his fault.
Yeah, because I get cold at his house. This is Dominic. Where's your face? Get over there. Say hi. All right, you got to get my camera.
Oh,
Hi.
Hi. Okay. So what is it we'd like? Did you said your wife's name is what? Sharon?
Well, yeah, but this is for me. This one, I paid for this one for me.
Oh,
So-
this is for you.
Yeah. Because you did his 2 minutes for him and Sharon, and he's learning how to use the pressure points.
Oh,
but
I'm so confused about who it is. Whoever it is I'm supposed to work with. Hello. All right. I'm on the right track.
It's me. I was trying to get it on his computer so that I could record it on my phone, so I had it available. But what I need to do is I need some healing for Lily and for Tater, and if there's time, Ranger. But I had an issue with those three,
Okay.
and I'm doing the things that I can do at the house to correct them. But I think I need a little extra help, whether it's pressure points or whatever it is, to help them get over their fears that they have, that they had an ugly situation.
Okay. So we're talking about oh, you said Tater. All right. As I'm looking at the readjust on this, did he witness you crying?
He's witnessed a lot of frustration and anger, because I think
Yeah.
he was one of the ones that was grumpy with one of the other dogs.
Okay. The reason why I say that is because he's having the issues with distrust. He's not sure how to trust. He's not sure
Me?
what happened. He's not sure what's happened. He's not sure how to trust. Do you understand?
Okay.
Because it's like mixed signals. Now all of a sudden he's like, what? It's like when a child, you know, the child's done something wrong, and then a month later you punish them, and they're like, what? Okay.
Well,
So there's some. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, it was an issue that I had with him and Lily, and I did immediate consequences.
Right. But somehow he's not registering. Yeah, it's not getting it, because it didn't make any sense. No, I'm not saying that. Well, all right. Does he sometimes act like he's daft in his head? What?
Tater, one eye's a little off, so yeah, he could be a little bit, I think.
Okay. And the reason why, so there is a fire misconnection I'm watching. So
Okay.
I said, so what do we want to do to help? He says, well, his front one, left side, front, back. So left back one, okay, has a lot to do with, he's not sure how to work it. He's not sure what he's supposed to do. So what you're going to do is you're going to take and the ankle part. Okay, so you're going to use a magnet all around it, and then just start to massage that whole area. Now, when you go to do this, understand that you because it's the back, you need to run the energy up to the hip bone. Just run it up to the hip bone and do both inside and outside of that. And they said do that a couple times. And when you rub here, you know, after you use a magnet, you know, rub all around if it is allowed. If not, you can proxy. But I want you to feel how, what do I want to call it? I feel like, how do I want to do it? It's like he wants to do action and he wants to go, but he can't. It's like, oh, I should turn on the camera. He wants action, but he can't. And he's fully aware that he needs to behave, okay, but it's not, that's why I said the word daft. Okay, they gave me another better word to be great. But that somehow that part of his body is not, it's not getting up to the thing. So on the back of his neck area, probably where the collar would go, I want you to take the magnet again and do it just directly on the spine. Okay. And then after you do that, I want you to just kind of rub it towards the energy towards the heart. Energy towards the heart. And then when you go to pet, understand you're just going to, your intention is bladder meridian, and then you're just going to start with the top of his eyes and just kind of go all the way down to his tail and do that several times. And then you're going to say governing meridian. So you're holding the tension, and then it goes from the butt and you go up his spine, right down in the middle, up to the top of his head, and then just kind of like balance that. Okay. Who was the
Lily?
That's right, Miss Lily. Now, Miss Lily has been, she took the energy in towards herself. She took the energy in towards herself. Down by the gut area, looks like, you know, the belly area. Does their habit of, she doesn't have skin issues, does she? No. So there's something to do with habits. I got to figure out what this is. Is it a form of like, no.
She's neurotic. She always has to have a ball and a piece of fluff in her mouth all the time. And she has overjoy.
Okay, good. Okay, so because I'm watching it, it's not the same as anxiety, and that's what I was trying to find. But somehow it's sitting down in the gut area. And they said if you were to, from what I can tell, is that you need to take the magnet and just kind of rub that area and then flip it over and then rub it. They don't want you just to move it back and forth and, you know, they want you to like rub it down in that area and then do it on the top, even side of the body. Okay, so do it on the spine. Because it's like there's something jammed there, and there is a frightfully overjoyed issue going on. But at the same time, when we go to work on insecurity, I want you to pretend that you're her, and then I want you to hold L1D for yourself, and I want you to feel how insecure maybe that dog may feel. You understand?
Okay. Yeah, I know she's got a lot of it.
And because it's like, I can feel this like gurgitation or something right here. I don't know if she chokes or burps or something going on strangely, like in this area. Can't explain it. But now the last one. Wow, there's a lot of gun shy energy. Not sure how to re-approach into it. You understand? He knows the energy of being shut down, but it's funny, it's not about from you, it's from, did he have a previous owner?
Probably, yeah.
Okay. And this is, they're telling me this is the story. There's something about the action. And I feel like, you know how when the puppy would get spanked with a newspaper or whatever? I feel that it was like never encouraged to do certain things.
Right. Good.
I just keep watching it go and sit down and then it says that it's been hiding about who it is and what it is. So it's very confused about itself. Now, energetically, I really just don't feel like it feels cloudy is at all get out inside the dog's brain. It feels very cloudy.
Okay.
So
how do we clear that?
Well, I'm looking at this and I'm wondering, did you ever have to, you know, do you deworm them or do you do any of that stuff?
I have before. Yes. I've dewormed them.
All right. So I feel like in a way that, how do you know that it's got it all out?
Usually I see that I don't for sure. I just hope that I don't see it in the poop. And so
because I feel like in a way that there's something in the system that's affecting the way that this dog is
You know
thinking.
what? There is somebody that, and I haven't been able to find out who it is, that still has worms. So you're saying it's probably him. So I need to deworm him again.
I kind of feel like there's something to do with that, because the nerves on this dog is saying that it's getting reports back, meaning there's something in the system that's affecting the way the nerves are. And then when that, I see how it's like giving instructions, and I'm watching how the brain all of a sudden feels foggy.
So something's interacting in his normal day-to-day life.
Right. And I said, well,
Parasites.
if you gave minerals and things like this, would it get it? And they go, no, it'd being intercepted. So like certain nutrition's not even getting properly communicated properly.
Because of the parasites?
I feel it. Yeah, that's, I mean, not diagnosing. I'm just telling you, I feel the energy of something there. Now, so you be the professional that you need to be. And then, so, but anyways, he's got a lot of learned helplessness. And so I would have to say the best way for him that you could do is like sit with him, proxy with him, or just, hold him, but you go to heal. I want you to hold right 1S, and I want you to feel how he feels like he's helpless, that he can't do anything. Because I think when you were in that state of feeling that, it kind of, he needed to see it, but it's also, he picked that up as well. Okay.
Yeah. He's very, very sweet. And today I took him and I had him come in and I just held him and loved on him for a little bit. So that'll help me to help them better. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Well, you're looking good, and hopefully we'll talk soon. Okay. All right. And you have a good day, my dear. All right.
Love you.
I love you too. Bye. So let me get into, did we find Elle? I got to find the right screen. Oops. And she might have went to sleep. I don't know. My screen's not moving, so I'm assuming I've lost connection somewhere. But it's still functioning from what I can see. All right, must be. So I will let the next person on if they're there. If not, I will just do the reading like this. No answer. Gotcha. Okay. All right. Okay, you're here. That's good, because I've got nada squad. It says there's like only like 2 or 3 people in the room. I'm just going to trust that you're there. I know what else I can do if I can't do that. I got to be able to connect with you guys somehow. What about this one? No. This one. Yes. Oh, see, there's Tammy Ann. I knew I was missing it. Okay. Hi. Okay. So let me get this. So for Elle, I'm just going to do, we'll do her at the end. Amy, if you'd like to come on, or I can get the 1 minute out of the way and then Amy can come on. How would you like to do this? And Tammy Ann, you look good energetically. There's some stuff there, but otherwise you're looking pretty good. And so Amy, tell me what you'd like to do, because I know that you're next after that. Oops. Yep. Okay. Nope. She's paid. It's paid. Gotcha. Ah, yes. Excellent. We'll go from there. All right. We're going to do the 1 minute first. Thank you very much, Amy. And Amy will wait until the end. So we'll go to the 1 minute. And if I can get the right screen, we'll be happy. We already did Patricia. And we're going to do Crystal Allen. Did you say yes? Whoa. Okay, so being that said, there's something to do with building a stability. And it says with self and then what to be. Now, it's interesting. I'm not even supposed to use, oh, interesting. What do you want me to say? just tell her that it's about look for the signs and that meditate brings you answers. So they want you to find that inner knowing, because the abundance card came in half, meaning how do you want to define your abundance? If you're fearful, you're going to get the abundance of that. If you are learning to trust, you're going to get a good, learning the abundance of trusting. And if you have good things, that can come. So they're saying you have to learn how to talk to spirit about, hey, I'm looking for the signs of abundance of joy. And if I'm supposed to do this, then you'll start seeing it. If you're not seeing a lot of joy, then okay, then I will have to learn, because they're saying you're training yourself. You're finally training yourself to hear more with your authentic self. And I'm like, excellent. That's excellent. So to help you a little bit further, just so you know, to get the truth test is that you have to get your body out of that insecure mode. So you'll do R3S. Okay, that's for Crystal Allen. Okay, we're going to go on to Kelly Hansen. Oops, Miss Kelly Hansen. We're looking just at the words insecurity, and we're looking at the word distrust. And your body is saying, how do we rebuild those? Because we know them so well. I said, so you do want to heal them out? And they go, no, how do we know the opposite? So they want you to go on a journey. So they're telling me that the part of your body, the way that the curvature is, if we were to take in the thoracic part, wherever the curvature is in that one, they said there was a certain amount of action that you had to take, okay, and run from a certain lofty. Now, I said, okay, understanding, this seems to be a theme for you. And they said, what I learned was that I have to distrust in order to have. And I said, what do you mean? They said, well, the energy resonates with me. It tells me the story that this is who I'm supposed to be. I said, do you want to heal it out? They go, no, I have to find action. I have to find something different. I have to understand what is, so I can have parameters. I said, so you don't want to just heal so you can see the parameter? They go, no, I have to skill build. So Kelly, go in and look and see. Thank you, Spirit. Show me what trust looks like. Show me what, and I forgot the other one was, but show me. And once you start to see it, read it, witness it, then you can start to notice that, can I have this? Can I pick this up and say, oh, I want more of this? So you're going to put it right into your catalog of life. You need some evidence to show you other than, because if you're an ego and you're like, oh yeah, distrust, you're going to see that, and that. But if you can suspend being, so you can see both, because you're like right in the middle, the in between, the mirror. So, but we need to draw in more. We need to draw in more of the good stuff that you're looking for. You understand? Now we're going to go to Crystal K. And Crystal K, they're showing me the word accused. Now, as they're talking about accused, they're talking about life changes. So as you're starting to life change, do what you want, how do you know you're in between? How do you know? Because you're also in between. And it's like, well, I did a blog today, and one of the tribal members was basically said, oh my God, I can feel this. And then they go, wait, why do I have to believe it's ego? And uncomfortable in ego is going to be uncomfortable in spirit, because you've not really done it before. But if you have the same definition, you're used to the identity that it's got to be bad or ego, how about looking at it that, oh, I've never done this before, so it's uncomfortable. It's not that it's bad, but this is new. So they're saying kind of switch your mindset, and you will be getting to the point where you don't have to hear accused, because they want you to train yourself to get out of hearing it. You did it to keep yourself safe, but you're like, do I have to hear everybody accuse? And then look for your parameter of people that don't accuse you. Okay. All right. So then we go on to the next person, that Amanda. So real quick, and Amanda, that heartache, I got to work on my heartache, because as you have been avoiding and doing all those things, your nerves are saying that that's what you had to do. That's the action. but they said that you're ready to stop identifying things as a heartache. I said, do you want her to hold? They go, no, they want her to notice that that's not a heartache. That's not a heartache. That's not a heartache. And if you had a heartache, notice how you could get lost into that. But is it really true? Because you have really changed a lot. And they said, hold L1S, because you learned a bad habit through history that you're supposed to make people feel a certain way to get sympathy or get them to do something for you. And that's the thing is that when you start to do everything for them and you want them to do something for you, it's all twisted. This sounds more complicated because it's not just a straight shot, because I know you've been unwinding that. And I said, well, they said, just have her hold L1S. Now, Crystal Allen has paid, and Amy had already requested that she just be last regardless. So I'm like, okay, we're going to disrupt the 1 minute, and we are going to bring in Crystal. Okay, so just know that I'm not bumping Amy. We and her had talked, so I understand what she's requesting. Okay. And we'll go there. All right. And we will see what's happening. While I'm waiting, we're going to take Lena. All right, Lena, hon, here we go. Something about inefficient love. When I ask Spirit, what do you mean? They go, well, that seems to be a story that's been going on for a while. And I said, well, how do you want her to heal? And they said, you're ready to heal your reaction of how it hurts. You're starting to look and say, oh my God, I'm looking at life that it hurts. I'm looking at love that it hurts. And they said, you're ready to start defining that it doesn't have to hurt. And that they want you to hold L3D because you know what an object is. And they said they really want you to begin to understand that it doesn't have to be or feel petrified, because what makes it petrified is that it feels overwhelming when you try to be you versus being an object. So you're moving out of being just an object and moving into Lena, and it's kind of uncomfortable. Okay, it's kind of uncomfortable. And so we will go from there next. Hello? Can't see you or hear you. Just sound like a Velcro. We have volume, but I got nothing else. All right. Anything? Nothing. Huh, that's bizarre. It says the videos. Okay, so somehow your phone or wherever you're at is not hooking up correctly. You might have to go out and come back in. So we'll see what happens. Or I could try this and see if it can trigger it. Yeah, maybe we could try that. Nope, it didn't fix the volume. You may have to come back out and back in because it's really bad here. All right, we'll see what happens. I'll go on to April, Miss April Lynn, and there's a lot of dreaming, a lot of wonderful things, and you're starting to really see that people are getting it. And they said they want you to work with Spirit and say, thank you, Spirit. Show me more about how people are getting it, and that how I can support that, and or say, hey, this is what Spirit did for me today. Oh, look what Spirit did for you. So they're saying, using that wonderful sunshine ability that you have, you can then notice that you can begin to be this, and it's not going to have to be awkward. It's not, you're like, yeah, I don't have to feel all that other stuff. So you're starting to extend your energy out. They said that there's a part of you that's allowing yourself to be that consciousness state, and you're noticing that the more you, more approval, it's not you're looking for, it's just you're lining yourself up to realize that you're finding the alignment with spirit, and you can do so. So they said, notice that more and more people are awakening, and you're going to start drawing that energy. And as you do, your energy is going to expand even further. So that's what they said for you. A lot of good reports today, people. I'm pretty impressed with that. Let's see what happens. Thank you, Spirit, for getting this camera fixed so she can come in. Ooh. Still having the camera issue and the microphone issue. Okay. Almost heard you. No, there's nothing. All I keep hearing is sounds like Velcro. All right, I'm going to mute it because of the sound, and we're going to see. Okay, so she's gone. It's amazing when things mess up. Okay, so we are going to go in. Oh, this camera is, or this whole thing is so behind. What the heck? These are signs. I got to figure out what the signs are. I am very confused about the signs. Oh. Okay. Hey, hi, Brenda. Okay. I'm actually seeing people. There's Autumn. Hello. Excellent. Excellent. Yes, we'll get to you too in just a moment. Let me see who's next in line. And while we're trying to figure out what's happening, Miss Teresa P., while we go in there, we have what's called behind and behave. Behind and behave. What are you talking about? Chasing what? It sounds weird. It sounds like, because I heard chasing the turkey. What? Okay, you're being very cryptic. They're saying there's certain emotions that you're petrified, and it's like you feel like you have to chase them, but you can't get them. And you feel like just as when you're ahead, you're behind. And I said, well, what can we do? And they go, you have to notice when you're really passive, and when you're about ready to be assertive, notice that your voice will kick in, excuses and reasonings will kick in, and you will then convince yourself out of the situation. They says, notice your passivity, notice it, because that is part about how to stay and remain helpless. And the body just goes, ah. So they're saying R2S for you. R2S. Mercury retrograde. You know what? You're probably right. All right. So while we're still trying to figure out what to do with Angela, we're going to jump over to, I see, I'm just going to take Brenda and then Autumn if we can get that. So Brenda, ooh, yes, that bold. And you're doing good, but they said that, oh, and they want you to go and just say, okay, here's support, hon. Here is support. And they said that there's this deep mortification of shame. I'm not sure which way it's going. It just feels like it's swampy. It just feels like it's there. And I said, what do you want her to do? And they said, well, you can feel how it's like you got to keep them around, whether they want to keep you around or you got to keep something around. But it's like, you got to keep the story or you got to keep it around. So they telling me to have you hold right wrist, first position, soft, and notice the dogma on it. It's just like, it's not going away. And same shit, different day, the dogma. And they said, when you're ready, you'll start to notice that the story of having to keep it around, keep it at the home, and figure out somehow what shame has to do with it. It's connected to expectations. Move to expectancy after you've done the healing. Kind of hear yourself. I expect you to do that. Or somebody says, I expect you to do that. And I feel like that somebody wants to control you. Get rid of that. Don't let that be control command word. Get rid of it. Again, R1S for you. We'll go on to Autumn from what I can see. And there's a certain amount of diminished and suppressed and depressed. So somewhere you have been despirited. So somebody broke your spirit, and somebody knows how to use words to diminish your feelings, your character, and put you in a certain position. And they said if you were to really look a little bit more about what suppressed meant, okay, and when you look at the meaning of it, it says that it's about forcibly put an end to, okay. Very strong on that, very strong on that. They want you to begin to notice, do you really have to do this? Okay, do you really have to do this? They said you're used to it. It's something that you may not see or recognize, but they said it's about time you start lifting the veil. And when you do that, do it slowly, recalling, but it'll start to release out of your nerves. So R3D, right wrist, third position, deep. Okay. We're asking for grace and ease. Oh, okay. So Brenda Cole, ready? Miss Brenda Cole, there's a certain amount of criticism. It's just the way they talk. It's meant to make you feel bad, but it's also meant to make them feel good, because somehow they got to feel superior. And then there is this, something about dishonor. I'm not sure exactly, just I know that I've got this pressure, like I've got right above my adrenals, right in my spine. It's like somebody did a kidney punch with those words. Wow. Damn. Okay. And I yes, you swear to God, I'll watch you, Brenda, sitting there, and you and this is Brenda Cole, sorry. The energy is of contempt. Who in the heck has this contempt towards you, Brenda Cole? Because it's like, and then it's not even about having to be towards you, because I see you sitting there, and I feel this energy just seething off a person as if it was a wound. It's like, okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to do Celtic weave, connecting heaven and earth, and zip up. It's not meant for you, but it'll feel like it's for you, but you got to get it out of your aura, because by being in your aura, you can't tell the difference between what's who and who's and what's, okay? Ugh, okay, stepmother, ugh, okay, get rid of that. Yes. Blah, 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 blah. And the first Brenda that I did was Brenda C.I. Tarot. Again, Miss Miranda has a timestamp. Thank God for that. Because I didn't realize there was two Brendas in the room. Ha ha. Okay, Tammy Ann, did you want one? I see your name. Oh, yeah, I just saw it. Okay, I'll do Tammy Ann just yet. I gotta find out, did she come back in the room? Oh, I know her. No, she didn't say anything. Okay, Chris Jellen, we'll just see what's happening. All right, so Tammy Ann, here we go, darling. As you're doing, because I'm watching, I think with your kids, whatever, day to day, there's this ego stuff that goes on, not a big deal, whoop, whoop, whoop. But there's a habit from somebody that's starting to get on your nerves. And what's called an intolerance tube is that you're fine with it in the beginning, but now it's starting to, you can't help but looking at it. It's like, oh, really? Oh, and then now you're putting meaning to it. It's like when somebody leaves their underwear on the floor. Really? 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 I see you repeating like Groundhog Day, and there's meaning to it. There's thoughts, and you're getting caught and lost in those thoughts. And one thought sits upon another thought, and it's actually starting to build this up towards a somebody. And it feels very overbearing on you. And they said, if you really noticed what you're doing or that it's happening, hold left wrist second position nice and deep. Okay, hon? Because you're ready to be done with that particular type of thinking if you can catch it and see it and understand it. Okay. All right, Heather, Vic, darling, how you doing? I will go ahead and give you your 1 minute right now. Self-preservation. And I asked if you're in it, and they go, no. You're so used to readjusting to self-preservation, you think that's your identity. You'll escape and you'll be and you'll do, and then these are all like the sins of the world. Okay, they're not, but I don't know how else to explain it. It's just like you drift and you're here, but over here you're like self-preservation, and I have to figure out how to do this, but I don't think you're hearing that part of yourself. And they said that you're ready to, okay, stop distracting yourself. It's kind of like if you kind of can turn around, you're wondering because you can't see it in your peripheral, but you can feel it. They said that you're ready. You're ready to start seeing some hidden stories, some hidden feelings. And they said, just by letting it crack open, little L2S, left wrist, second position, soft, you can start to, it's like when as soon as you feel it, I don't know what I'm looking at, but I can feel it, it's hidden. Because we got to get the two halves of you to speak, because this one you're like, I'm over here, I'm fine, I'm not doing anything. I'm gonna, you're over here is going, you're ready to let it speak. Good on you, keep going. Very important. All right, I'm gonna just double check and see what's going on with Crystal Ann. Ellen, did you want to ask questions? And I can do it. Oh, yeah, I can. Yeah, Alicia, okay. Do it from here or like this. Yes, I did see Alicia. Yes, I did. Miss Alicia, emotions, this thing called petrified emotions, you're going to notice that it's showing me that it's like in your neck area on the left side, and there's a certain amount of emotions that causes you to take action or no action, but it's to repeat a particular behavior. And they said that you're kind of like ready to let it go because it's not even your story anymore. You're like, yeah, no, huh? They want you to go L2D because it's about feeling like you lack of power, but you're waking up and you're noticing you have a great amount of power. And you're beginning to notice that you are really good at what you do. You just never understood how to give yourself credit for it. And you don't have to hide behind those masks anymore, because you've got this tenacity and this boldness that is ready to come forth. And you are going to allow yourself to do something that you want to do. And just so you can help you when you're looking at it and you're like, oh, I'm going to go back into old habit, or no, I don't have L1S. Okay. All right, Heather, did that make sense to you at all, that separateness? I'm just curious. This is very distinct. Very distinct. Let's see if we can get Angela on again, see what happens. It did make sense. Yeah, it was really separated. Okay, very much. All right, we'll get healing. Oh, hey, look, I think we got Crystal. I got picture. Let's see if we can get sound.
You hear me?
Yay, we got sound and we got picture, and you're gonna need to mute me over there because don't need to hear me twice. Okay. All right, Han, did you the very first thing that did you say yes?
For what?
Well, you were asked a question by a man.
The new man?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you say yes?
Yeah, like we're supposed to be going out.
So I feel, because that was the first thing, was like, yes. Okay, so whatever that's about is a yes. All right, so what would you like to work on, dear?
I just want to like maybe get a little bit of healing, get all the, so I can make this relationship better.
Okay, so we're going to look at relationships. That's what we'll do. And so let me just get the right deckaroo here. That's funny. Even that deck's missing. Oh, we will just solo it. Spirit, if you can tell me a little bit more deeper about what we should do. Spirit says, when this okay. They're going back to two words, feeling very shy and irrelevant. They said it's important to understand that you were, you did passiveness. So, you know, in old relationships, it's about being passive to their behavior. Okay. So it's like you let it slide, or, so I think when you're younger, you're like, oh, aren't you cute? And then they bite and you're like, I don't know what to do with that. And then you kind of pulled back, and it kind of like, they're like, oh, all right. She's okay with it. I'm just going to keep doing it because she's accepting of this. She's okay with me having a bad behavior. Do you understand? Now that you're older, you're like, kill your shit, man, because I care, but I'm not going to show you I care by letting you keep doing it to me or keep letting you do it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you're learning to stop allowing yourself to be relevant in the relationship, and you're starting to step up to have courage. Does that make sense? So they said that allow yourself to have that honeymoon feeling, that holiday, that bliss in the relationship. They said it has a lot to do with, you got to let go of a lot of old red flags. Okay. And I said, can you help her understand which one stands up the most? Yes. You carry in you. Let me just find it. Oh, wow. It's like all over on my right side of my chest area. Impending feeling of, it's not happening in your head. So you're not really having the thoughts. The alarm is like in the body. Now, when you are with this person or any person, can you feel how all of a sudden your body may not be agreeing with you? And you may cough, or you may maybe fidgety, or do you know what I mean? Okay, so we're just going to ask you to pay attention that when you're around people, notice if your body does something. And if it's fine and it's calm, that's great. But if you start to feel something about, oh, no, I've seen this before, I distrust, because I can feel the right side of me, which is our power side, is really firm in protection. And it's like, I don't trust, I gotta, and I can't figure it out. They said when your brain has been getting better too, Crystal, good job. But they said that sometimes you'll go into old habit of, I can't figure something out. Does that eat away at you? You're like, oh, I gotta find out what that is. I can't figure something out. And so does that become obsessive?
I'm a Virgo, and so I need to know everything.
Okay, well, I can understand with the history that, with relationships, that makes sense. Okay, and they said because that you got this feeling, constant feeling, is that you will emotionally repress yourself. You will hold back. And I said, what do you mean holding back from saying anything? And they go, no, you're stopping yourself from old patterns that you have to readjust so they get away with it. So they're telling me that you're growing stronger.
Yeah.
Good job. I think you're supposed to have a good report here. You know what I mean? But that also is depleting you, that behavior, feeling you always have to be overprotective, always doing it. I think you're getting depleted by it. Do you understand? As a part of you, it's like, can't I just have a relaxed relationship or a date without having to go there?
Right.
And I said, let's see what we can do. And they said, that's what they want you to heal. So they want you to make sure that you hold L1 deep. Okay, so left wrist, first position deep. And the reason they want you to is because how your mind goes there to protect yourself, but you get very fanatical, which is that excessive and single-minded, I got this, got to go in this direction. And by doing that, it kind of, so can you feel that energy you do? I get really single-minded. I have to really get obsessive about it. Do you do that?
I'm not sure.
Well, do you accuse them of maybe they're not telling the truth, or they could have a story or hidden background that you got to find out what it is? You said you had to know the whole truth, right?
Yeah, like with the old one, yeah. The old ones, yeah.
Okay.
The new guy, it's kind of hard for me to give it all right now because of what I've gone through.
Right. That's the part, is like you're fighting yourself big time.
And he just wants to take care of me. He's always asking me, did you eat? Did you do this? I'm like, yeah, but I'm not used to it. So I don't know.
Oh, there you go. That's it. Good job. Okay, you're not used to it. Very good.
Yeah,
very good. That's what you have to begin. I said, is that what you want her to feel? That's what she's learning how to. That's why you're not allowing that adjustment. You're not allowing. I says, well, what can we do so she can actually allow love and happiness and joy to come in? Okay. You're R3D in this one. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, right wrist, third position D. And what you're going to end up doing is looking at how there's a party. It's like, I long to be cared for.
Yeah.
Now that it's here, I don't know what to do. So they said it's in the word longing. You've longed for it so long that you can't help but to see it as long, you know. So look at longing. Just sit there and go, oh my God, I long for it. And notice with longing is that I can't have it. So it becomes a very pitiful, sad, and lonely and abandoned feeling that goes with it.
Yeah.
And so you're sitting there, and they said, just have her take and make sure she does that. If she begins to heal out longing, it'll start to change the way she feels. And they said to really help her feel, have her just take and, so we're going to look at that story, and we're noticing that we can look at the earmark of that story. You have one meridian that's kind of frozen with it. So you see this point on the side here, honey, right here? I want you to take your hand and go just like that, palm and then the back.
What's on the right?
You're going to do both. You're going to end up doing both, sweetie. Okay. So just do that. And it's right here, the pinky on the side. So there he is. There you go. Yep. Okay. And then keep doing that. And then you'll do the other side. And then you're going to rub that point. And we're going to intentionally work out that you can release longing. Okay. So you're just going to get in there, and it's just releasing the longing, because, and just make sure you really use a magnet on that. Yeah, good. There we go. Doing both sides.
Don't need a magnet though.
Just use your hand. That's fine. Just keep doing it. Just ignore that just for a second. Just keep doing it. Oh, see, now I just felt a shift. Good. Now rub that spot for me. Now take your finger and go thumb a little higher. Go a little higher. I want it here. Yep, that's it. You just touched it.
Yeah.
Now go, yeah, right there on the, because it's not the joint. Because see, this is the joint. We want just above the joint on the flat, fat part right there.
Okay.
All right, get in there and rub it. Yep, get in there and rub it. Oh.
You feel it?
So, yeah, so what's happening is, see, if I were to check your energies, that would be working fine. But because it's about longing, and I watched you drop into longing, it froze. So we just helped your body to unlock that, so that when you go to heal the longing, you'll be able to do it so much easier and better. Do you understand? Mm-hmm. Okay. Just make sure it's always on the side, because it's not in the front, it's not the back, and it's not below it's right there. Yeah. Get in there. Oh. See, now my head's starting to feel a lot better. If I asked you, if you are, when you think about this person giving stuff to you, nice to you, do you feel that it's uncomfortable now?
A little bit, but.
Right. And then how you're going to finish that off is that when you get done, you're going to hold L1S, okay? Left wrist, first position soft. And you're going to sit into that and focus on watching him give you stuff, watching him care about you, watching all of this. And you're going to sit there and you're going to think about it, and you're going to feel whether I don't know how to respond, or I feel uncomfortable, or I don't trust you. However you look at it, always measure it, okay?
Okay.
And then stay in that position of L1S, and then you should start seeing it come down. And then, like I said, you need to heal the longing, which I can't remember what I told you now, but you recorded it, and that's, yeah, R3D.
I'll have to record it again because my phone shut off.
Oh, your phone shut. Well, remember, this is already recorded on, so you can always go back to my fan page, sweetheart.
That's good.
Okay. So you can do this. You deserve love.
Yeah.
You do, hon. All right. It was good talking to you. We'll talk to you soon. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Bye. So, when we have old programs, they will interfere energetically. And if you don't have a skill building where you could trust that love again, there's a couple things you need to heal out. And she has come a long ways, and I'm proud of her. So let's just keep helping her heal so she can get to where she's going. Now, is anybody in the room that wants a 1 minute, or if you're new, you get 2 minutes. And then if not, we're going to go to Amy. Let me just double check here. Yes. And then we'll go to Amy. Let me get the link. There she is. There she is there and here. Okay. I'm double checking the room. Oh, good. Alicia, I don't know if you're still here, but I did do a blog. Go back to the Academy and look at the new blog because it answers the number 6. And then there's another blog that continues on, and it has a free, if you have that issue, if you have any, that, because I did the blog, help you see the white belt understanding of awareness. And then I went down one step further, which had to do with, how did you get in? Oh, I pushed acceptance. And you're wearing red. Good job. Oh, your vote? Why aren't your mic? You're unmuted. Oh, now, okay, try it again. Anything? You might have to come back out. Okay. Okay, well, hopefully we're getting it. Thank you, Spirit, for correcting it. We'll get there. We'll get there. Okay. Let's see. So that's a sign. So I'm supposed to see there's a sign of communication. Ooh, so it's in the nerves. It's just like saying muscle memory. They're saying that, so they're really going back to a certain point. I can feel it. How to have my voice and be compatible with that. Interesting. How to be me. Ooh, I wonder what topic we're going to talk about. Anything?
Hear me now?
Yes. Hi, darling.
When I saw you, I started giggling.
We got this thing that we don't understand it, but we picked the same colors without realizing it.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, well, we're doing pretty good. Even the black one that you had, we're both high collar, which I never wear high collar. So it's like, oh, I don't get it, but who cares?
I don't either.
It's joy, it's laugh. We don't care. Okay, I'm curious, what's the topic going to be? Because,
Well, I'm wondering if this all has something to do with what went down with me yesterday.
With the person that's yeah, that's what I feel. That's where my mind went. That's where my mind went. They were very like deliberately showing things. So it's like, all right, so what they want you to do is you had this bad experience and you're being you, and then somebody disagreed with you and then slapped the Bible verse on you. Bitch slapped you Tuesday, so see you next Tuesday, right? And what did it do to your body? I mean, because you're like, yeah, no, and then all of a sudden you read it and then the energy off of it.
The energy off of the first text was, well, I don't know anybody named AIMEE.
Oh, so it's about complaining about your name. Oh, because by the way, Amy has been growing so much that she's like, I feel like a new me. I'm going to have a new name. So she chose AIM as an AIM. Hey, me, AIM. So Amy. So change it.
And this person is like, you weren't named that and blah, blah, blah. I mean, I could hear what he was saying in his head.
Right. So you heard the tone too, right? And then the kind of intention with it.
Yeah, it was like, oh my God, it's my dad all over again.
Oh, so you were, see, now what's beautiful is it doesn't matter who it is, okay? It always will go back to who it was, what's the signature, what is going on. And see, now I'm getting these strange phone calls from someplace. My phone's lit up. So I'm wondering if the dead's calling, they're trying to connect. This is bizarre. I mean, we're trying to connect, no voice. So this person tried to take your voice away. by giving you what's the right thing to do. Correct?
Yeah, and threw a Bible verse at me, and I didn't read it right away because I knew if I read it right away, it would have set me spiraling, and I didn't want to do that.
Oh, but here's the part. Blah, blah. Congratulations. You didn't spiral beforehand and take it on and go through that whole scenario. So, did you see your boundary? Good job.
And then we connected yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was after that, after the first time we connected, that I read it. And when I read it, it was like my stomach dropped out. It was like, I'm not even sure how to explain the feeling. It was just like kind of that
Empty?
oh shit feeling, but it just kind of dropped out.
Okay. So what's good is that she understood how her body responded to, and this is after you've read it all, or just the first? What
I read like to where it's something about witches and warlocks.
divination?
Something
Was
like
it the
that.
first one or the second one?
No, the first one.
Okay, so the word divination in it. Okay. So there's one belief system versus another. Now here's the problem. This Bible there's a lot of man's opinion versus God's opinion in it. And there's the Old Testament and the New Testament. And it is like, I understand and I respect that that's what they follow, but they are trying to tell you that you're doing wrong and that they want you to toe the line, get back in. And they did it for love's sake, right? They did it to save your soul.
Yeah. Then the next text that I woke up to this morning was something to the effect of, well, there's a heaven and then there's a hell. It was like a fact. And you're going to go to hell because you don't believe in God.
So, yeah. So see, the thing is that this is what they call dogma, that you're supposed to, it's truth. You're supposed to believe it. You kind of woke up. Now, remember, so Crystal with a K says, you got to change your name. I realized you didn't change it on here, on the Zoom.
Oh, I didn't.
No, she's changed it everywhere else. Good catch.
Good catch. I could do that right now.
See, so the beauty of who she is, oops, hit the timer. The beauty of who she is that she's growing, and she knows that she doesn't have to live behind anything else. And so as she's now arising to be herself, she's going to get people that's going to upset their reality. Is it her responsibility to make them happy? Do we have to believe that our soul is damned? No. And it's funny because you get to talk to your parents, even though they're dead, more now than you
than I did when they were alive.
Exactly. So I'm going to ask Spirit, what is going on? And they said, you're moving into discernment and you really are learning the parameters. So you don't have to go back home or be hauled back to other people's realities or forced into a reality. You're starting to notice when people spiral, they can go into their false reasonings, false meanings, and they are going into excuses and reasonings. And you really are starting to notice the difference between ego mindset and spiritual mindset. So good on you. Your readjustment button that they were really good at pushing, it's kind of not there now. So if you were to measure back at least 3 years ago,
I would have spiraled. I would have, placated to him.
So you can totally feel the difference.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So here's the funny part. You need him less. Correct?
Uh-huh.
So you're learning this independence of Amy. Yes?
Yeah.
So you're not a threat, and it's not, it's about how people create their identities. You don't need him or them or whoever it is, whatever pronoun they want to go by, you don't need them the same, and they are going to start feeling rejected. I know it sounds weird, but the role that these people played,
Yeah,
it's not the same.
no, in fact, I haven't actually spoken to or seen them in a year and a half.
You already know that as far as they goes, they're in their world. And they've always liked that superiority feeling.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So again, when you start to say, I don't need you to show up as this person, you can let them be themselves. And I'm going to be me. And this is where you're going to have to be okay to lose family and friends. I know you're much more confident, which I didn't think you ever thought you could be.
No, I didn't think that ever.
But
now it's like, I texted them last night before I went to sleep and said, thank you for loving me the way that you do. But I can't remember exactly how something about, but see me for me now, not that 5-year-old little girl that you left 45 years ago.
Awesome. And
then they came back with this, well, all about his God. And
oh, I didn't even hear you at all.
No.
So that's where the voice thing is. Okay. And that's where you have to understand, like, can you see your mom and dad? No, because that's just a different vibration. Doesn't mean they're better than you. It's just that they're in a different space. And this is where when we start to wake up, we want them to understand us, because we're getting to understand ourselves. But they're in a space at the level of consciousness that they can only hear a certain way. So stop beating your head up against it. Just be you. And if they want to have you in their life, they will start to accept you as you are. You have to be strong, because if you begin to find your nature of who you are and you stand and rise as who you are, they're going to bitch call. They're going to do everything. They're going to tear you down. They're going to yank you back. Be you. Be consistent. No more wearing masks. They're not required in this lifetime. Not anymore in this level of consciousness.
no.
Just be you. And they're saying you're starting to notice that you don't have to have the twang or have to get thick skinned. You're just like, I love you, and.
And that's what I said. I love you, and please respect who I am.
Exactly. And so you're starting to encourage yourself, even though the support system that supposedly are you doing fingers correct? Do not run my fingers if you don't do it right. Supposedly, there's a right way to do it. But we know what the should, coulda, would is and all of those other things, that there's a whole nother structure that you're in. I totally have got my hands down, and they're like, well, I'm not going to give you the information. Because I don't know what they're going to say now. I kind of messed that up. Okay. They're back. Okay. All right. So we got jazz hands. Okay. The loftiness. Oh, so when you had a support system, that's your main thing. When you came in, you didn't have a support system, so you had no foundation. And so you've been skill building this foundation. And that support system that was supposedly be there, it was basically rotten wood. Okay, not to insult anybody growing up. It's not what I mean. But it's like the foundation finally was toxic and it rotted away. And you were willing to live wherever it was. And now you're starting to notice because you can clean that away, there was already a cement-based foundation already. Yep. It's like when you're hanging on going, oh my God, I'm falling. And they go, just put your feet down. Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right. They want you to understand that you live in expectancy now versus expectation. What does that mean?
That means I look for the good in things, and when things are supposed to happen, they will happen. And when
Yes.
they're supposed to come and be here physically, it'll happen when it's supposed to. It's not, "Oh, I'm expecting this to come today." Whereas, yeah.
And then your reaction's completely different too.
Yeah.
So if it didn't show up today, you don't go into old flippancy of going, oh man, you know what your language would have been.
Oh
Yes.
yeah. Yeah, it would have been.
And would you have thrown a tantrum like losing your passy?
Yeah, probably. I'm not gonna live that one down, am I?
No. They're like, no.
No.
But now you're looking at it and going, hey, it's going to show up when it's supposed to show up.
Mm-hmm.
Makes total sense, don't it? So they said before we go that this mask, the question that your soul's asking is, can I just wear a mask with him, them, all of those people, her, it, even the dog, whatever? So I think what your soul's asking is, can I just keep this one mask on for them and then be myself? And I said, you have to understand when you go into a flow stream, it's not that you're being fake. You're still being you, but you can't communicate. You have to, if you want to communicate, you communicate at their level without losing your power.
Mm-hmm.
That means you change your language. If they're talking religion, you may want to, you can do the test of time and go, nope, spirit says this, Father God, Mother Earth. Yeah, you can either pick your battles. If you want to visit because you want to see the whole fam, that's fine. You're going to go in there and you're just going to not deny yourself. You're going to ask spirit, how do I show up?
Mm-hmm.
Some people may be completely open. Other people you're like, nope. But you're going to start feeling and finding your boundaries.
Yeah.
Because there'll be all over there misery. You don't have to go, oh my God, I should have, could have, what is not on, and I'm over concerned. If you're doing that, go and hide and, oh my God, excuse me. And then go heal your shit because you're losing power.
Mm-hmm.
But to step into the room knowing that they don't like you, this, and this, and that, it's okay. It's their story. Don't feed it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I think that's part of what you're meant to do. So it's not that you're putting your mask on. It's just that you're stepping up saying, Spirit, I've never done this before. How should I show up without losing any power? And I can keep my healthy boundary. And how can I connect on another level so that love can be seen? There's no fighting, no conflict, nothing. What topic, what can we do? But if they're hell-bent on changing you, then you have to be okay to decide whether or not you want to be there.
Yeah. And it's like what he showed me the last couple of days, it's like, man, I love you and go live your life and be happy.
Oh, can I just, before you go, can I just show you a beautiful gift you just did to yourself?
Mm-hmm.
I want you to find the wisdom in this. You got it? Your past lives, you have not had a connection. So I feel like you've come in several times, abandoned, orphaned, okay? Not wanted and all this. But part of your peace, because when you start to get the wholes together, you'll find peace. Otherwise, you just feel horror. Let's see if I can get it right. Wow, I've been living in that side of going, oh my God, I don't have. Wait a minute. You mean in me all along, as I've had me? I've got all the support I need, all the joy and courage. What the hell? Why'd I go? What? There's a part of you inside's going, did I have to go through all that? Yes, because of the parameters. But the peace that you're waking up to is, wow, I just had to build here and get rid of all the cobwebs of the emotions and all of those false stories and those false timeline. I don't know what's going on in your head, but your body's going, it's hitting all the revelations. It's like,
Exactly.
because the thing that you were so desperate for and thought you never had, I have it. What the hell? Yay me. So you're in epiphany stage of, I can't believe it. So before you go, you're going to make sure you take with you that you do not have to do sour grapes anymore. Get that out of your system completely. And then when you feel like you can't, oh my God, I can't believe it, I want you to do some L3Ss. Start to let go of those old beliefs. Just sit there and let it go. Because you're so ready to stand on your own 2 feet and shine like the Statue of Liberty.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the confidence, you can see this, right, people? Oh, I like that. Tammy Ann says, you freed yourself, Amy.
Mm-hmm. I did. And it wow. I mean, it's like,
Hold on, Brenda said, she says, you broke illusions by seeing the truth. People stay in illusions easier than the truth, but you did it.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
People are noticing.
It's like, yeah, it's like this, the room is brighter. It's like,
can I ask you something? Okay, first of all, yay, the ship came in, you didn't go ahead and anticipate, blah, blah, blah. And even when you did change your name, you didn't go there, oh, what other people think. So good, pass, test, good job. A lot of stickers on your forehead right now. When that came through, did you lose it immediately? No. So good job on that. You felt a twang, fast turnaround. And then that message. But I want you to also see something else. The things that you passed in Arrested Development, the thing you could not say and protect, like when people fight and you're like, God, I wish I would have said that. You were able to write and say what you wanted. And it still didn't work. Why? Because that's where they are. You're in a whole different space and you don't really have to care anymore. It's not, I don't care. It is, yeah, I got nothing there. Yeah, I'm just about done.
Are you done yet? Yeah.
How fast was your turnaround time?
It was the last message it was sent at like 3 a.m. I didn't answer it until like 4 this afternoon because it was.
But you didn't do anticipation. Oh, I got to answer right away. I got anxiety. I have to look.
No, it was
job,
like,
pass the test.
It was like, I don't know what to say because I know for a fact they aren't going to hear me.
Right. So
no matter what I say. So I said, all I'm going to say is I love you.
Yep. That's where you can just let it go.
And then I was going to, continue to write something. And I'm like, I'm not going to hear it.
Yeah. And then that's the thing. Just, they want to be in your space. You've got it open saying, yep, show up to me as that acceptance, or don't show up as all. It's not like an ultimatum. It's just that you shouldn't have to do all the work. And you shouldn't have to take that. So you've passed a lot of milestones, a lot of tests, a lot of soul growth, not just an Amy human. You can you see all this? I can. I think this is amazing. Even your language has changed. That was the biggest thing that Spirit said, to get over the big issue you have is to change the language. And you're getting better at it.
I am. And it was like, I don't remember who I was talking to today, but it was like, yeah, no, you don't want to say try. Oh, it was the other day. Somebody said, I'm going to try and come. It's like, don't try. Do your best to show up.
Yeah, and you're hearing it more and more. Well, congratulations. That's all I got to say is I'm just so proud you've grown so much. Even your mom's happy. She does not like my hair, by the way. She has been bitching about how dry it looks. And those bangs. Oh my God, those bangs. We call them fringe now. I've had nothing but little annoyances. And I don't know why she needs to show up that way to me. And so I think it's just to let you know it's kind of humorous to some degree. But she says, release the bonds that you think that I have or put in place. We're having a new relationship. That's what she wants.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
when you think you have to hear mom come through a certain way, she says,
Right.
could you imagine that could come through better? All right. That'll be interesting.
It will. It definitely will.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your story and healings and great. Yeah, if you could look at your forehead, you got like 1,000 stickers and stars on your head. Good job, good job, good job, good job. So thank you so much. And thank you for waiting till the end. Again, I didn't push baby in the corner.
No, it was my choice because I knew it would go longer than, and so I'm like, okay, let's let everybody else have their readings in case they need to go to bed, whatever.
Yeah, so I appreciate that. And so do they. And them. And them. And them. Okay, stop it. I think she's got the gist of it. All right. So apparently I'm a little puppet today. It's so funny. Don't bind their. Oh, yeah, I've learned, I guess. Okay. We'll talk to you later. Okay. And thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.
So that is, I love progress report. I love turnaround times and understand. Keep going. Start learning all about the white belt of awareness, that first level we need. Join tribe, do what you can do because we're changing it. We're going to get you the base. We're going to get you the glossary. We're going to get you the foundation. And when you start to really get that, when you take that as authentic classes, you're already going to be way ahead of the game. And in what you'll turn into, which is your true natural self, you'll get to keep it longer. You really will. Okay, anybody in the room, let me just double check that wanted any readings. Here I am. Okay, don't see anything in the emails. We're good. Thank you for all participating. And yes, what is today? Monday? I have no idea. Anyway, okay. Oh, scared myself. I lost the screen. Oh, yes. Oh, you had your 1 minute, I think. Let's see if the timestamper's there. I didn't realize there was 2 Brendas in the. Oh, it is Thursday. I was thinking it was Monday. How did I start my show today? Yes, have a good weekend. Yes, I will. Did you have another message? Let me look. All these messages things are all screwing up today. So let me just double check there. Okay, hon? Oh, yep, I got your message there. Yep, in there. Yeah, I got her. I think I got everybody. Yes. Oh, you know who we have to do? We have to use, Elle paid. And I think she fell asleep. Okay, so I'm going to give hers right now. So timestamp her. That's what we're going to do. I'm so glad that Brenda was able to direct Brenda about it. Okay, here we go. So this is for Elle. Ooh, for you, they want you to address your anxiety. Now, my face wants to itch. I mean, I really want to itch. Wow. Okay, so it's like you have to always go like this. Yeah. And I can feel I can feel a repulse, and I'm looking, is it magnetic in nature? No, electric, no. I can't have what I want is what I'm hearing. My head is now starting to pound. Is this a surgery, brokenness, anything that, no, we're going to go back. There is a certain amount of broadcast. Oh my God, my head, a certain amount of broadcast that's coming at me. This broadcast, is it actually in her space? No, it's it's a karma engram. What do you mean by that? All right, so the metamere story. So I'm looking at the sacrum, left side only. As I'm looking at the third part of your sacrum, okay, that part of that is that you are meant to chase down. Oh, wow, this is really old. It's like I can feel a soul personality, which I refer to as past lives. I have to. It's like I have to. I can feel the amount of vow, promise, energy that's there. That said, I have to chase it down. I have to chase it down. I have to find happiness. I have to. Now understand, if that's the energy of it, then they're telling me several times, you have happiness, you have happiness, you have happiness, but your body just, no, I have to chase it. But I don't have the strength anymore to chase it. Whoa. So you have to heal out longing, R3D for you, R3D for you. And I have to stop the timer just for a second. Amy, your friend, needs to put her spirit back in her body. Have her do this 3 times. You know what I'm saying. Okay. Okay, so the bones represent, there's a certain amount of weakness. Your bones are a very spiritual part of your body. That's what I was taught a long time ago. I'm going to look at your bones real quick. They said it's something to do with the way the body, there's a magnetic issues in your body. So there's a great amount of magnetic deficiency, and it's not about cell phones or any of that. So I asked if there's a tower or any of those things that need to be, they go, no. They said that this has to do with the fact that it's about the receiving, and you kind of disrupt that part of yourself to receive the good because of something that occurred to you when you're about 2 years old. 2 years or 2 months? 2 years. And so you kind of put the receiving thing on the back burner, and then your body pushed out. So let me talk to your adipose tissues, the fat cells. Let me talk to you. What's going on there? Why did you get big? Because I reject what they want out of my reality so many times, so often, that I couldn't make it stop. So therefore my cells had to absorb what was being put out. Do we have to heal what was being put out? No, just the habit of, I reject this out of my reality. So L2S, I reject that on my reality. You have to think back to when you're younger. They said, notice that part of what keeps that, the way the bone tissue is, the way the adipose tissue is that you keep hearing and you keep speaking, and your soul says, lift the veil and learn about sour graping. Learn about it, understand it inside and out. Notice when it's happening. Oh, there it is, there it is, there it is, because you're ready to get it out. They want you to wake up and make it stop. Okay. It's something you can't have. So there'll be a negative emotion that you can't have it. And therefore, it's like, oh, I don't think it's such a great job. And it's not just sour graping. I don't get it. Anger and displeasure. So there's a lot of emotions. So it's when someone puts something down in a negative way and makes it out that it's unimportant. It doesn't matter anyway. And it's just because you can't attain it. Because you can't attain it, and the sour graping. What's interesting is sour graping energy is invading. So you need to do R3S for all that I just said. You're going to have to do that. Go back to that one several times. Every time you catch yourself saying it, you heal it. Look for the twang. Every time, look at the snapshots of the twang. I'm not kidding. If you like, oh, I can't attain it, or they want you to do the R3S, right wrist, third position saw. And then you're like, oh, wow, you're just talking negative. See, it's unimportant to me. And you don't realize it, R3S it. They said that you're starting to move out of silent brooding, which will get you out of judgment and into discernment. But there's a certain amount of panic that, what if I really try to talk myself in and it doesn't work? So there's a what ifs. And so they said they want you to hold R1S. Okay, so then now your soul's like, well, what is their shit is their shit? Well, several things. They can't show up to you any other way than you let them. And so when you start healing out that they need to be assholes or they are assholes or whatever you believe about these people, when they said when you begin to heal that, start doing L1D. But once your filters are down and they start to show who they truly are, then you have to heal how you respond to that. And that is L2S. I'm going to really give you a lot of good stuff here. And then when you heal that down and then you don't have twangs anymore, if they show up that way and you just don't want to do it anymore, you get the strength to stop readjusting and just say, you know what, you can either show up or not. That's fine. Okay. And then they said there seems to be a certain amount of insecurity about how can I talk or use my voice or show up. And they said, that's okay. It's how the R3S, the guilt tripping, listen for the words, understand, like when people write memes, they're trying to guilt you into behaving or this and that. They said, once you start to notice these and you feel the twangs of it, they said, you're ready, go back to R3S. R3S will make a major difference. And I said, oh, my body's like, yeah, but I have no control. I don't even feel it. I don't even feel that I have it in my bones. I can't. I have to readjust. You have a strong memory of panic that you can't do it. So I would say R2D. Now you've got a lot there. Write it down, work it out, do some homework here and there. Don't try to do it all at once. Thank you, Spirit. Work with Spirit. Spirit and your future selves will start to show up and say, okay, we're going to do it with grace and ease. And we're going to show you little things. And again, if it's try to learn to see it in a whisper, you do not need it in a bitch slap. And once you start to have all of yourselves work together, you become much better at being overcoming it and becoming more into a spiritual human. Angela Allen checked out fear. Diminished moral character, betrayal. They said there's something about a fanatical. It's like you can't stop focusing on something. I said it's her that she can't stop focusing on. Yes. So it's something that doesn't make sense. Something dipped down. I said, so it really was betrayal? And they go, not really. It's about how you defined it. It's all of this. They said, start taking it out of your heart because you're ready to take more layers out. So L1D that. To give more information, they said when it was created, it was created around 6 years old and it wasn't even yours. Somebody else had the betrayal, but you can't help it. Something that has to do with energy in your space. I says, is she even aware of it in her right now? And they said she can feel it, whether it's in her mind and she's watching it and having it done. Her body keeps telling her it's happening again and again. So when you're holding this and you're healing it and feeling it, then just say, once you discover whose it is, just return to sender or throw it in the treasure chest. Do the treasure chest method. Pull it off, put it in the treasure chest. Let them deal with their karma later. Okay. Now, have I gotten everybody? I think I did. Okay. You guys have been awesome. Remember, resolve to evolve. Heal instead of deal. You can heal that. When in doubt, grab a tool, heal it out. You can. I know you can. I don't really know what's going on with my hair today either. But that's okay. Because I'm going to hold this container for you that says that you're already whole. That you already know how to be whole and that all the steps of waking up, you can do it. You can do it. I know you can. We just have to close some doors. We have to resolve some things and just put closure where it needs to and gather your life force back. Okay. All right, you guys, great. Love you and stay blessed.